to go, you couldn't show anything close on the scoreboard. Now you can because of replay. The crowd went absolutely crazy, voicing its displeasure. And then it went throughout that inning. Did you notice that at all?
Yeah, I noticed that there was a lot of booing when Chapman was pitching, and Chapman actually pitched really well. So I think the fans were, not pleased with how the outcome of that call.
They were absolutely into the game. And then the strikeout of Manny Machado. How about the drama of that and the fastest pitch in the StatCast era to end it?
Yeah, well, I saw it post-game. I did not see Machado's reaction until post-game, and I saw Chap's reaction when it happened. But I think the interaction between two veterans, I mean, Chappie threw a 105-mile-an-hour fastball in the black middle in, and I think Manny even appreciated, like, oh, my God, that was pretty good.
Trying to read lips, I wanted to see if I can get Machado or Chapman to confirm it. It almost looked as though he said, "Is that all you got, bro?" So that was really something else. And then later, another question for you. Ji-Hwan Bae facing their closer, Robert Suarez, later in the ball game. The umpire calls a pitch clock violation on the pitcher, and somehow that got changed. Did you get any kind of an explanation on that one?
I got no explanation on it, and I'm still waiting to talk to the league on it. The thing I don't like about it is pitch clock violation, whether G's in the box or not. Okay? Whether G's in the box or not. They call pitch clock violation. They let a player dictate a umpire gathering, which I have been told earlier in the year, on any pitch clock violation on that, none of the other umpires can come into play. I think you remember we had a play like that earlier in the year. I asked them to get together. I was told they cannot get together. It's just the home plate umpire. So then we have a situation where they call it, and then they come back and go 0-0. So if it actually is a pitch clock violation, then it should be 0-1. So it was just like we played a do-over rule, and this is the second time in a week that I feel we've been on the wrong side of a pitch clock violation.
So really the players on the field got the umpires together?
It seemed that Manny got the umpires
Manny Machado
together.
started screaming.
And in the interim, too, then Mike Schultz makes a visit, which he can't do because they had already made a visit. Then, the rule is if they warn him when he goes out, well, they didn't warn him. Once they saw him, they kicked him off. I'm not pleased with that because then he has to take out the hitter, the next hitter. It gives him time to get Tanner Scott ready to face Cruz, which is left on left. So I think the whole inning in and of itself I wasn't very pleased with.
G1 Bay ended up grounding out, but it could have been a difference. If it's 1-0, we don't know. If people say, well, he ended up grounding out. Well, that could have been the difference. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, 10th inning, leadoff hit. We asked, okay, you're the manager. Here we go. You want to be a manager. Do you bunt Connor Joe or not? Turned out, nope, didn't. Worked out beautifully. Runners at first and second. Now you bunt Grandal. Was there ever a question about that at all? And Grandal did a great job with it.
Yeah, Grandal got a bunt down. I think and you and I have talked about this a lot, and I realize this from this position is when you do bunt, people are mad because you bunted. When you don't bunt, people are mad because you don't bunt. So I think we were trying to play this situation. We're trying to play this situation in the inning. Gave Connor a chance. We got first and second. We got in a situation. Yaz got a bunt down, exactly how we wanted. But it's one of those things that I understand regardless of what side of it you're on or, who you pitch or who you pinch hit or when you bunt. There's always going to be the contrarian on the other side that says if you would have done this or if you would have done that. And, it's one of those things. It's just decisions we make and have to live by.
And when players succeed, as Grandal did, people, see, there you go. Perfect.
Right.
You bunted. So now today, Ben Heller, I believe, is going to join the team. What move is going to be
Ben Heller
made?
will join the team. Holderman is going to go on the IL. He's dealing with a wrist injury or hand injury. So we're going to get him looked at and kind of go from there. So Ben will be with us today.
How has he been pitching, Shelty?
He's doing a nice job. He's been pitching well in Indy since he's been back down there. And right now I think as you know, Brownie, with the rain out the other day and having to cover all that innings and then an extra inning game, our bullpen's a little bit taxed.
It's Luis Ortiz today against Randy.
Crushed the deep left. Back on it is Donovan. It's out of here. First big league homer for James Wood. A 3-run shot to the opposite field. And the 21-year-old will circle the bases, putting his team on top here 7-0.
Elevate to celebrate, and James Wood demolishes this ball. So the Braves racetrack defense again. No more Eddie Rosario. You got Duvall getting another start out there. Ramon Laureano.
Welcome back. So we take a look at today's Pirates starting lineup now. Luis Ortiz taking the mound for the Buccos, and you can see there that Andrew McCutchen will not be leading off in his.
Throw the four-seamer up a little bit, and then he got the cutter.
Got a prediction for you, Shelty. And this one's going to be a quick one. Ortiz is going to be brilliant, and the Bucs are going to come away with a W and head to L.A. on a winning note.
I'll take that 100% right now.
And we'll lock that in as we return. It'll be Joe Block and John Wayner on the Pirates Radio Network.
At AHN, we see you at your healthiest, rocking out while you work out, and tuning into soft rock as you rest up from the flu. We see you reliving the good old days with throwbacks, and replaying that shark song for your kids again and again. We see you blasting ballads to get you through, and searching for an AHN doctor as you listen to the next song. Visit ahn.org to get started.
Pirates fans, as you know, a trip to beautiful PNC Park comes with good vibes, great views, and the best atmosphere in Pittsburgh. And on August 17th, that includes a free Pirates t-shirt featuring Andrew McCutchen. Come see your Buccos take on the Seattle Mariners at 1:05, and the first 20,000 fans will get a free 90s-themed Pirates t-shirt thanks to South Hills Irrigation and Turf. It's the Bucs and Mariners, Saturday, August 17th at 1:05. Get your tickets today at pirates.com.
We're back on the pregame show from PNC Park. The Pirates and the Padres engaging in the series finale coming up. Our pregame show is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network, the official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves here on the Pirates Radio Network. And with the Padres' victory yesterday, the Pirates with a 3-game losing streak. It's their first one since May 7th through the 10th. So it's been about 3 months since the last time the Pirates had lost 3 consecutive games. That's it. And so a 71-game span without a 3-game losing streak was the third longest stretch within a single season in Pirates history. In 1970 and in 1932, they had 2 longer streaks, but only by less than a week on each occasion. So this is one of the longest streaks ever where the Pirates had gone this long. They've got to try to have this end, though, today, as Greg Brown pointed out with the manager, Derek Shelton, and get the Pirates back to their winning ways on their way out to Southern California, where they'll take on the Dodgers and Padres in 3 games each coming up. Today, it's Luis Ortiz for the Pirates, trying to get back after that tough first inning against Arizona the last time around. It'll be the first time Randy Vasquez starts against the Pirates in his young career. That's the pitching form for today. We'll have the rest of the starting lineups coming up for you here on this hazy and sunny and nice, cool day here, relatively here. Temperatures around 80 degrees here at game time here from PNC Park. That's all coming up. We'll have those lineups for you next when we return on Pirates Radio Network, presented by IC Light. Today's game on the Pirates Radio Network brought to you by Sheets. Why the Sheets not? By Highmark, proud to support Pirates everywhere, from home base to home away from home, because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Pittsburgh Brewing, makers of Iron City and Icy Light, the real Pittsburgh beer since 1861. NSS Life. For low-cost life insurance and high-yielding annuities, it's NSS Life, where family matters. And by Giant Eagle, the official supermarket of the Pirates. Pirates Baseball also brought to you by Fatheads. Enjoy Fatheads beer at PNC Park, the Southside Saloon, and wherever you find great craft beer. Coppers, protecting what matters, preserving the future. Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pirates, caring for you through every win, every loss, and every moment in between. PNC, brilliantly boring since 1865. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery, players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And this afternoon, the Pirates and the Padres here in the series finale. And with this afternoon's starting lineups, here's John Wehner.
Thank you, Joe. And as always, your starting lineup brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. First, for the visiting San Diego Padres, they come in with a record of 63-52. They're tied for second in the NL West, 3 games back of the first place Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off for Mike Shields' Friars will be their first baseman, Luis Arraez. Jurickson Profar, the left fielder, will bat second. Jake Cronenworth will play second base and be in the third spot. Cleanup hitter is the third baseman, Manny Machado. Xander Bogaerts is the designated hitter today. He'll bat fifth. The center fielder will bat sixth. That's Jackson Merrill. David Peralta, the right fielder, hits seventh. In the eighth spot, it's the shortstop, Ha-Seong Kim. Kyle Higashioka does the catching, bats ninth, and pitching for the Padres will be Randy Vasquez. Vasquez will be making his 17th start of the year. He has a 3-6 record, a 4.62 ERA. For your Pirates, the record now 56-57. They are in third place in the Central, and they have fallen to 8 back of first place Milwaukee Brewers. Leading off for your Bucks at second base, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Bryan Reynolds bats second. He is the designated hitter this afternoon. O'Neal Cruz back in the starting lineup at shortstop. He'll hit third. In the fourth spot, behind the plate, it's Joey Bart. Rowdy Tellez, the first baseman, bats fifth. In the sixth spot, it's Brian De La Cruz. He is in left field. The third baseman bats seventh. That's Key Brian Hayes. Ji-Hwan Bae starts in right field. He'll hit eighth. In the ninth spot, in center field, Michael A. Taylor. And pitching this afternoon for your Bucks will be right-hander Luis Ortiz. Ortiz, his 51st career appearance. He's had 25 starts, 25 appearances out of the bullpen. He is making his 7th start of the year, 29th appearance. His record 5-2, his ERA 3.21. Your decision makers for today's game. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes will be Jansen Visconti. Mike Malinsky is at first base. John Bacon at second. And at third base, the crew chief, Andy Fletcher. And we'll have today's first pitch coming up in just a couple of moments right here on the Pirates Radio Network, presented by Icy Light.
What happens when Washington liberals spend trillions of dollars? Just look around. Prices are way up. They pushed a bunch of reckless spending, and Senator Bob Casey voted for it. Now we're paying higher gas prices, higher grocery prices, and higher utility bills. Casey helped create this mess by voting with President Biden 98% of the time, including voting for trillions in wasteful spending. Instead of listening to the warnings, Senator Casey sided with the liberals, causing this inflation disaster. Casey voted to let illegals take your tax dollars. He voted to let illegals collect $500 million in COVID relief checks. It's more for illegals and less for us. Come on, Senator Casey. That's just not right. Call Senator Casey at 202-224-6324. Tell him to put Pennsylvania families first and fix his inflation disaster. Support S575, the Fight Inflation Through Balanced Budgets Act. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
Attention Pittsburgh families, let us tell you how to get to Sesame Street. Because Sunday, August 18th, PNC Park is getting a whole new address. That's because it's Sesame Street Day. Join us to see the Pirates take on the Seattle Mariners at 1:35. All kids 14 and under will get a Sesame Street Grover plush. Plus, they'll get to meet and interact with some of their favorite characters. Learn more and get your tickets today at pirates.com/familyfundays.
Okay, bucko, here's the scenario. Extra innings, bases loaded, and you're facing a knuckleballer. What's your move?
I guess I...
Swing and a miss. Now it's the 7th inning stretch and you're in the on-deck circle. The pierogi race is in full swing on the big screen. What's your favorite pierogi?
Cheese.
Strike 2. Picture this. You just hit a grand slam into the Allegheny River, but it splashes a boat full of fans. Quick, how do you make amends?
Buy them their next round of Icy Light.
Outstanding. On the field, games are won and lost on tough calls. In the stands, the choice is clear. Icy Light. Easy call.
Well, baseball action coming up here from PNC Park. The Pirates and the Padres here in the series finale. Pirates trying to leave Pittsburgh with a win as they hit the road. Padres going for their first sweep against the Pirates in 12 years. Luis Ortiz ready. First pitch of the ball game. It twists inside ball one to Luis Arias, playing the field for the first time in the series. Left-handed batter at .302, second best in the league. He's had 3 home runs. Hayes starts in at third, will back up a step or so. Here's the pitch. A swing and a fly ball out to center field. Taylor starts in, drifts back, and shy of the track will make the catch and 1 out. Defensively for the Pirates today, De La Cruz, his first start as a Pirate in left field. Taylor in center, Bay is in right. It's Hayes, the Gold Glover, at third. O'Neill Cruz, his first start of the series. He's at short. Kiner Falefa, 5th in all of baseball in defensive runs saved. Tellez at first, and Joey Bart back behind the plate. 1 out for Jurickson Profar. Switch hitter hitting at .300. .394 on base, best in the league. And he's down a strike on a 95 fastball from Ortiz, who was already off to a better start than we saw in that last time around. What a weird beginning it was against Arizona. 82 degrees at game time. Here's the pitch. And that hit him in the backside. And Profar, who was hit with a pitch in the knee last night, x-rays were negative in the starting lineup today. And the Padres, who were hit 3 times yesterday.
He kind of looks towards the Pirates dugout and has a big smile on his face and lifts his hands in the air like, well, what's going on here? I mean, that hits him in the back of the right leg and the hamstring.
And he was hit in the right knee yesterday.
Yeah, the right knee, I mean, that one was pretty bad. I'm actually surprised he's in the lineup here this afternoon because that was pretty nasty. But this time, you know, he says he's okay. He's got a little slight limp as he goes to first. But that pitch about 6 inches from that right knee. That I mean, I couldn't imagine getting hit there again.
And so he is on for Jake Cronenworth in the 3 spot today. Left-handed batter at .250 with 14 home runs. Padres have 6 batters with multiple, I should say double-digit home runs in the lineup today. Here's the pitch, and it's inside ball 1. And the Pirates, since June, the best at limiting home runs out of all 30 teams. And Ortiz was high up in that department too until that last outing where the Diamondbacks hit back-to-back home runs off him in the first inning. Here's a 1-0, and it's over below 2 balls and no strikes to Cronenworth. Fastball at 96 just beneath the strike zone.
It has been a strange homestand. I mean, the way these games have gone, just crazy. And obviously not ending up with much success, just the 1 win.
Fouled back on a low fastball, 2-1.
You know, but things that you just don't see happen has happened to the Pirates. You know, the triple homer. 103 miles an hour hit the opposite way. 100 miles an hour, hit the opposite way.
Here's a 2-1 and a swing and a bouncer foul. Up first.
Really a poorly played game last night, both sides, especially the Padres actually, but they were still able to come back and pull out the victory in extras.
What? 9, 8, and 10 innings yesterday. 4-hour affair. Toss over to first, and Profar is back. Don't often say that these days, but two teams weary after the first 2 games of the series. Had a delay of 240 in a game of 237 in the opener, and then last night's contest just under 4 hours. Pitch is wrapped foul into the screen.
I'm so happy there's screens. Every time I see that, it amazes me how long we went without them. So scary. It was so scary anytime I saw a ball hit like that into the stands.
Yeah, those lower seats right above the dugout. 2-2 the count on Cronenworth after Profar hit by a pitch in all 3 games of this series. Swinging a fly ball out towards center. Taylor a few steps over to his right, and he'll make the catch for the second out. Only the second Padre ever to get hit by a pitch in 3 straight games. Gene Tennis back at 77. Who I believe was referred to in the movie Anchorman.
Oh. Huh. What a great film that,
yes, it
was.
Well, Padre and the A's catcher of the 70s, Gene Tennis. Here's Manny Machado. And a strike with that cut fastball over the outer edge. Machado, right-handed batter, 271 hitter, 17 home runs. Scoreless here in the first inning. Profar on at first with 2 away. Here's an 0-1. High and in with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike. Machado wearing the sunglasses today. Hazy cloud cover overhead. A little bit humid. Cooler than it's been, though. 82 at game time. That's a lot friendlier than we've had. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. On the slider down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hayes playing the line a bit, and the pitch sweeper outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Machado. Padres coming in winners of 13 of their last 15. Pulled to within 3 games of first place. 2-2 is fouled away.
Yeah, good fastball there, located right on the outside corner at 95. Again, I'm going to go back to that Jock Peterson home run. I mean, it just goes to show you that was about the same height on the outside corner as Jock Peterson hit a ball 100 out 400 plus feet away in the opposite direction. Crazy.
Yeah, different animal. And this one pulled in that direction for a home run by Machado. And it's 2-0 San Diego on the 18th home run by Manny Machado.
Yeah, again, they did a nice job of wasting a good fastball that was right on the corner at 95. And the next pitch was a hanging breaking ball, and it was hit out at 107 miles per hour, a line shot. No doubter.
First hit of the game is a 2-run home run. 402 feet on the homer for Machado, number 18. Ortiz going into the last start had allowed just 4 home runs the entire season and allowed 3 in 1 inning. And then he's allowed 1 in the first inning again today. Here is Xander Bogaerts DHing this afternoon. And it's over below for ball 1. 276 batter with 5 homers. Hitting at .419 since being activated from the injury list 4 weeks ago. 2-0 San Diego in the first. Ortiz on a 1-0. Strike call that time. Similar spot, 1-1. Latrobe native Jansen Visconti working the plate. Mike Malinsky at first. John Bacon, a call-up umpire at second. And the crew chief, very active this series, Andy Fletcher. Tapped foul twice. 1-2. Hit it the first time, and then on the backswing, hit it again. Neither count. Here's a 1-2. Swinging a pop foul off to the right side. Still 1-2 on Xander Bogaerts.
From Aruba. Wouldn't be a bad place to grow up.
Oh, sure. Here's the pitch coming home, and a swing and a soft liner caught by Cruz, the shortstop. Kind of ends the first with the Padres scoring twice on the Machado home run. Through a half inning, San Diego 2. Pirates coming to bat. Here are the Pirates radio.
Family, Ford F-Series, and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. These are the deals you've been waiting for, so don't wait. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now at your Ford dealer today.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Pirates National League Baseball Club. Randy Vasquez, the right-hander, to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa inside ball one. And our legal disclaimer brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas, the official legal partner of the Pirates. Vasquez to Kiner-Falefa away with a cut fastball, 2-0.
Yeah, a fastball, cut fastball. A real good curveball. Occasional changeup and sweeper. Handful of pitches for Vasquez.
There's a 2-0 to Kiner-Falefa, grounded foul up third on an inside fastball. 2-0 the Padres lead here in the first.
Yeah, I'd want to get to his fastball. I don't want to see his curveball.
Kiner-Falefa stands in at 291 with 7 home runs. Swinging a foul tip on a fastball right down the middle, 2-2. Kiner-Falefa having a good homestand in his career at PNC Park. Not a lot of at-bats, but .394 hitter in this ballpark as a visitor and as a Pirate. Dribbled foul up first baseway, and still 2-2 on Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Grew up in Hawaii. Honolulu.
Another place wouldn't be bad to grow up.
Oh, sure. Pirates used to have their top farm club there in Honolulu. Here's a 2-2, swinging a tapper foul.
Yeah, Bob could tell you about that. Bob was an Islander.
back in the 80s. Where'd it go after that? Where was the AAA when you played?
Buffalo. I'm pretty sure they went to Portland before Buffalo.
Oh, okay. There was an intermediate stop. 2-2. Ball lobbed out to center. Merrill coming on. He'll make the catch, 1 out. Kind of like a backhand. Defensively for San Diego, it's Profar in left, Merrill, and 7 assists in center. And Peralta is in right. Machado at third, the Gold Glover, Ha-Sung Kim at short. Jake Cronenworth at second, Arias on at first, and Kyle Higashioka, who throws out 30% of attempted base stealers and has committed 9 passed balls. Odd combination. Reynolds, bouncer towards second. Cronenworth to his right, flips to first for the second out. Reynolds DHing today.
Normally, by the time we get to the third day in the series, I'm pretty good at the names. Higashioka. Higashioka. And I got to it in the lineup today, and it froze. It just didn't roll off my tongue, but now I got Higashioka.
He sits behind O'Neill Cruz, who's the batter, and Higashioka receives that ball for a strike.
It's a fun name to say once you learn it.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're reading the lineup, it's a little panic, a little blood pressure rising. As you like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to get through it.
Outside 1-1. That just shows you care.
Higashioka. I wish I was going on the road with you so I could say it a few more times.
You can. You just won't say it on the air. Just practice at your home. Down low, 2-1. Oh, the Pirates, once they play the Padres, they aren't scheduled to play them anymore this year.
The changeup is firm. He threw a changeup. Looks softer than the cutter, but it's the same speed.
2-1 is lined sharply to center. A base hit for Cruz. Turned around the fastball for a 2-out single to center.
Like to see that. Be on time for the heater. That was upstairs as well. Right about belt high.
And so a threat to run always. 11 steals for Cruz, tied for the team lead. There with 2 outs for Joey Bart. Excellent hitter, hitting at .265. Slugging .478. There's a strike. Reynolds slugs at .507, and then right there, Bart at .478, Cruz at .459, third on the team. Here's the pitch, in tight, 1 ball, 1 strike. Bart, terrific against lefties. Facing the righty here today, still all right. One of the top RBI men per at bat in the league. Has 27 runs batted in. It's outside 2-1. And that's in 136 at bats.
Yeah, that's a great rate.
Two and one on Bart. Yeah, 5th best in the league. Anyone that's had as many as 100 plate appearances. Toss over and Cruz is back. Batting with a man on here. You get man on or runners in scoring position, that's the guy you want up there. One of them. Bart. Ahead in the count, 2-1. Came over from the Giants in a trade right as the season was beginning. A few days in, here's the pitch. Outside now, 3-1 on Bart. Cutter got big on Vasquez.
Yeah, nothing really close after the first strike.
Here it is. Swing and a ground ball onto second. Cronenworth has it. And I'll flip it on to first for the out. The inning ends. 2-out single left on for the Pirates. We're through an inning on this afternoon from PNC Park.
PITTSBURGH to get started.
We check out the second inning, and it's 2-0 Padres. Our second inning brought to you by South Hills Irrigation and Turf. Our grass is always greener. Jackson Merrill, the Padres rookie, who hit 2 home runs, had 4 hits and 4 runs batted in yesterday. He'll lead it off. David Peralta and then Ha-Seong Kim. 6, 7, and 8 against Luis Ortiz. Machado hit a 2-run home run in the first. Merrill up to 288, left-handed batter with 15 homers. And it takes one to the backstop for ball 1. Merrill turned 21 years old earlier this season. Yeah, when you're 20, 21 years old, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be down in the minor leagues if you perform like he has. There's a hard hit, fair ball right up the right field line. It'll bound toward Bay in right, and he'll quickly get it in, halting Merrill and limiting him to a leadoff single.
That's a nice job by Bay getting it in. I thought there was no doubt Merrill was still going to go for it. Speedy center fielder came out of the box hot, and he continues to swing a hot bat. But he was going around first aggressively. He saw Bay get to it quickly, get rid of it quickly, slammed on the brakes.
And so he's at first for David Peralta, left-handed batter. There's a strike. Kiner Falefa will try to cut down that hole with Tellez holding on Merrill. 11 steals for Merrill. Ortiz typically doesn't get run on very much. Here's the pitch. Swing, fly ball, deep right field along the line. And this ball is also a home run. This time for David Peralta. That's his 4th of the year. And Ortiz, who had been one of the best in the league at limiting the home run, has given up 5 in his last 2 starts. 2 2-run home runs today. 4-0 San Diego here in the second inning, looking for the sweep.
We've been in this ballpark.
10 batters this year. It's a new pitch for him, and he was trying to backdoor it. Guess what, Jesse? He didn't backdoor it. He front-doored it, and David Peralta just got all of it and stood there and watched as it head over to the Allegheny River.
Oscar Marine, the pitching coach for the Pirates, out there to talk to Ortiz perhaps about all these home runs. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot. Offer the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Ortiz on Friday night against the Diamondbacks gave up 3 homers in 5 1/3 innings. He has given up 2 already this afternoon, and he's only recorded 3 outs.
Yeah, and as we mentioned last time, it was 2 strike mistakes against the Diamondbacks that really cost him on fastball location. Today, it's been breaking ball location that's cost him on the home runs, but you can tell he's yanking a lot of things to the glove side today. He's not, he hits Jurickson Profar to Jake Cronenworth. He did the same thing, came inside, not by design.
Here's Ha-Seong Kim. He takes outside, ball 1.
First pitch to Jackson Merrill, breaking ball way inside, so he's really scuffling with the command on everything right now.
4-0 Padres with nobody out in the top of the second inning. Kim swings, sends one in the air to shallow left field. De La Cruz coming in. He'll give way now. Michael Taylor, the center fielder, makes the catch. So Kim, who homered against Ortiz here last season, pops out. 1 away in inning number 2.
Yeah, just to break down what Ortiz is featuring. Okay, so the slider is the number 1 pitch that he's thrown the most this year. Then it's been the 4-seam fastball, sinker, the cutter. And we've seen all those today. And the 2 things that have really brought him success this year is he's changed his fastball and he added that cutter.
First pitch to Kyle Higashioka is a strike.
And it's similar. We were talking about how Randy Vasquez has done some things to improve his 4-seam fastball. It's the same with Ortiz. And one of the things that he's changed is trying to stay behind it better.
Ball is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2.
He was always throwing hard, but he had too much horizontal action on it and not enough vertical. So they said, okay, you're kind of getting around it. So what's interesting is they gave him a tool which is basically a softball where you cut off 2 sides of it.
0-2, check swing, no. Went around on a ball that was outside. Borderline call made by the plate umpire Jansen Visconti. Did not ask for help. First strikeout of the day for Ortiz, and 2 down in the second as the order turns over.
Yeah, that was a little sketchy right there. I'm not sure he went.
First pitch to Rise, up and away, ball 1.
So they give him this sort of a softball type thing, Jesse, with the sides cut off. So it's almost like a hockey puck. And you throw it, and you can see if you're staying behind the ball and keeping your rotation fair.
1-0 pitch is a strike. You know what I like about that is that in this age of high technology in pitching, they're like, you know what? We're going to do this the old-fashioned way.
Exactly. And maybe the technology that made you realize what the problem is, but it's old school to fix it.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
And so they paint the sides of this cut-off softball so that when you throw it, you can kind of see, I can see the paint a little bit. I'm getting around it. And that's helping to stay behind the ball a little bit more. And it's made a huge difference. I mean, you look at the numbers last year on the fastball, they hit 383 with a 704 slug. This year, they're hitting only 239 with a 398 slug on the fastball.
1-2 pitch, hit in the air to right center field. That's well struck from Arise. Bay is into the gap on the run. He'll get there to make the catch. Little slide at the end, trying to pick up some style points. And Arise is out to end the inning. Padres, though, get 2 more on David Peralta's 4th home run of the year after 1.5. Padres with a 4-0 lead over the Pirates. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Now that base. Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
And this ball in the air to deep center field. D'Atolia hit another one. He just did. And he's tied it up. This ball is a little bit toward the end, but it's still deep. And it.
Swing into J&W Lumber for brands like TimberTech and Trex for all your decking, fencing, and pergola needs. We have everything you need, always in stock. Call 760-444-4299 or visit jwlumber.com to get started.
Hi, this is Matt Walden. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
The bottom of the second is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal. Your water should be perfect. Find them online at ecowatersocal.com.
Big Rowdy Tellez leads off in this bottom of the second inning, and he takes a fastball outside from Randy Vasquez, ball 1. Padres with a 4-0 lead thanks to a pair of 2-run homers. Machado in the first and Peralta in the second. 1-0. Tellez looks at a good curveball for a strike. Count is even, 1-1.
I love that Randy Vasquez has so many different weapons he can go to, Jesse. There's the curveball right there. Obviously, the fastball is what he's used the most at 30%. Sinker, cutter, changeup, sweeper.
1-1 pitch is inside, ball 2.
Kind of brings up the question, well, can a guy have too many pitches and be spending too much time working on too many things? I've had some great conversations with Ruben Niebla about that.
2-1 pitch, Tellez takes outside.
And I always came from the philosophy of I'd rather be really good at 3 pitches than marginal with 5 or 6. I think Ruben has a little bit of a different theory on it, which made sense to me after he explained it.
3-1 to Tellez. Big left-handed batter, and he takes a fastball strike.
He said, look, obviously if you have a pitch that's not effective, you don't want to use that or use it in prime situations. It doesn't mean that you necessarily want to give it up. But he encourages guys to have a broad repertoire, and he's actually as we've seen with many guys, Jesse, added pitches. He's added cutters. He's added sweepers to the gyro sliders. And it kind of goes into what Yu Darvish does so well. And Yu Darvish is unique in that he can throw 11 different pitches, right? So not everybody's going to be Yu Darvish. But there's a method to the madness of what Yu does with all those different finger pressures and everything, which we'll talk about after this pitch.
3-2 to Tellez, leading off the second, and he takes low ball fourth. Lead off walk in inning number 2. Pirates have a big man aboard with Brian De La Cruz coming up.
Well, not ideally how you want to start an inning after the boys scored 2 for you, but as we've seen, Randy Vasquez can pitch over that and get a ground ball and work out of this with a double play. But Ruben's theory on the throwing all the different pitches, Jesse, is basically, look, the more different things that you're doing with trying to manipulate a baseball, the better feel that you're going to start having for doing those types of things. And even though it might not directly impact one, generally, overall, you're helping the feel for all of the different things that you can do. You get a better feel for your fastball, better feel for your slider, a better feel for your sinker.
First pitch to De La Cruz, kind of a check swing, grounded to first. Arise fires up to second base, little bit high. Cronenworth able to handle it, come back down on the bag. But at that point, no way to try and turn 2. They do cut down the lead runner. Tellez out at second base, and De La Cruz aboard on the fielder's choice.
Oh, he got the ground ball that we wanted. Unfortunately, not hit hard enough to complete the double play, but at least you got one down. Now you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
Brian Hayes will be the batter for the Buccos. Let me ask you, with all the pitch designing stuff, because we do hear about it so much this year, or these days, I should say. Is there an element of the technology that's available actually makes it easier to add pitches than ever before? First pitch to Hayes, who's grounded into more double plays than any Pirate, and a ground ball up the middle into center field, base hit. So he got the grounder, but not where he wanted it. And now 2 on and 1 out for the number 8 hitter, Ji-Hwan Bae. Who was the guy at the dish when it all broke loose in the bottom of the 9th last night?
Nice little piece of hitting right there by Brian Hayes. First pitch fastball, inner half. Randy was trying to go down and away with it, so mislocation. No worries, get another ground ball right here.
So yeah, Darvish was kind of ahead of the curve in being able to add all these pitches because he's kind of savant-like, and he's able to say, hey, Craig, show me how you throw your curveball, and the next day he's throwing that curveball. But now with all the technology available and being able to really see the grips and the spins and the way it comes out of guys' hands in super slow-mo, I wonder if that makes it easier than ever to add. Bay hits a little topper back towards the mound, picked up by Vasquez. Only play is to first base, and the play is made. So 2 down, both runners advance. Hayes now at second, De La Cruz at third. You think there's something to that with the technology?
I do, Jesse, and I for 2 reasons. First of all, to your point directly, yes, because what the technology allows you to do with regards to working on a specific pitch, it eliminates the time wasted trying to guess how to fix something. So back in my day, I'm thinking, okay, am I rushing? Is my arm dropping? Is it late? Where's my hand? On top of the ball, on the side of the ball?
2 on 2 out for Michael A. Taylor. He takes outside.
And so I just start this process. Okay, let me try this. Is this working? Okay, well, let me try that. Is that working? No. And in trying all these different things, it can actually start messing things up, right? With the technology now, it helps fine-tune and direct where your focus is in terms of trying to make those changes.
1-0 pitch, breaks right down the middle. Good curveball for a strike. 1-1 to the number 9 hitter.
The data tells me, oh, you dropped your arm 2 inches right there. Oh, your hand's not on top of the ball quite where you need it. Oh, you need to get your release point, reach out another 3 inches. I'm not wasting time. I'm going right to what the issue is, and I can fix it much more quickly.
1-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. 1-2.
And to back it up, another step of that, Jesse, to your point, the technology helps me to make a better decision on what pitch it is I want to add. Is a sweeper going to complement my repertoire better? Is a gyro slider going to complement it better?
Ball high, 2-2.
So again, I'm not wasting time working on a pitch that I think this is going to be great. Well, maybe not necessarily based on what the rest of your repertoire is. So let's be smart in what we choose to work on and be more efficient in making that pitch better. So yes, it helps in both of those things.
Makes so much sense. Second and third, 2 outs, 4-0 Padres in the second. Taylor sends one in the air straightaway center right at Jackson Merrill. He makes the catch and the inning over. Vasquez works around a little bit of traffic. He has thrown 2 scoreless innings. Head to the third in Pittsburgh. Padres ahead 4-0. On the
strikeout his last time up.
Chourio, deep right center. Back it goes and gone! First big league homer for Jackson Chourio. Using the big part of the field.
And where does he hit it? To the opposite field, right? I mean, that is impressive for a young kid like that. Number 1 for Chourio. Gotta love it. He's a good one. He's going to be good for a long time.
Neal takes off, and this one towering high in the air toward right center. Ciani as far as he can go, and the wall won't get it. Devers has homered in his 5th straight game. So Devers ties a franchise record with a homer in his 5th consecutive game for the Red Sox. His hitting streak will be extended to 9 games. Holy moly.
How long does this go? And with a kid like this, you just never know.
Wow, that looks delicious. How much do I owe ya?
$15. I also accept crypto.
Okay, now that's a squeeze.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends September 3rd. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Top of the 3rd inning, Jurickson Profar leads off against Luis Ortiz, batting left-handed, and he takes outside, ball 1. Padres with a 4-0 lead, trying to sweep the Pirates here in Pittsburgh. Profar hit by a pitch again back in the 1st inning. Takes high, 2 balls and no strikes. A couple of batters later, Manny Machado would hit a 2-run home run, and both Profar and Machado very much enjoyed their jog around the bases. And it was a jog. It was not a run, especially for Manny. 2-0, and the pitch here to Profar swung on, popped up mile high first base. In foul ground, Tellez over towards the railing, running out of room. That'll come down in the seats out of play. Mentioned the Padres trying to sweep this series. They have not swept a series in Pittsburgh since 2011. That was a weekend series here in August of that year. Matt Latos over Kevin Correa in the deciding game, a 7-3 Padre win. That's the last time the Padres swept a series here in Western Pennsylvania.
That's incredible, isn't it?
It is. Ripped in the air, foul down the right field line, 2-2. It is also our nugget of the game, presented by Chick-fil-A San Diego. With 19 restaurants in San Diego, you're never too far from the home of the original chicken sandwich. Enjoy the maple pepper bacon sandwich now for a limited time. 2-2 to Profar. Jurickson grounds into first base. Tellez will gobble it up, and he's going to bring it himself. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, not only did I have a sweep over that extended period of time, but there have not been that many great Pittsburgh Pirate teams over that stretch either, Jesse. That's the part that stands out to me.
Top of the 3rd brought to you by Cask and Coast Premium California Bourbon. Winners of 4 gold medals, harvested in the heartland, crafted in California, enjoyed everywhere. Visit them at caskandcoast.com. The Padres were swept here last year. Strange game, this base. Here's Cronenworth with 1 out, nobody on. He takes a strike. 4-0 Padres with 1 out, and the base is empty in the 3rd inning. Padres have only swept the Bucks once in San Diego in that same period of time, and that was the following year in 2012. All inside, 1-1 to Cronenworth. So, yeah. As we always say, just when you think you know something about this game, it smacks you in the face and reminds you that you don't know anything at all.
Last night was a great example of that, Jess.
I know literally nothing after last night. It's the 1-1. Cronenworth takes low. No, I did learn a couple things. So one of the things that came out of the game yesterday that nobody who wasn't on the field knew until the game had ended was that Mike Schultz's decision to bring in Tanner Scott to face O'Neal Cruz in the 9th inning was not a decision. Down and in, ball 3 to Cronenworth. Found out afterwards that the umpires assessed Schilt a mound visit when he came out to argue about that whole pitch clock snafu, because apparently he talked to Manny Machado. 3-1 is a strike. And I think that's a misapplication of the rule, but put that to the side for the moment. The thing I didn't know is if a manager comes out in that situation when an at-bat has already started. Cronenworth in the air to deep center field. Michael A. Taylor on the warning track, and now a step in front of it makes the catch for out number 2. If an at-bat has already started and a manager or a pitching coach, I guess, comes out for a second visit of the inning, they have to remove that pitcher after that at-bat. And that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, it was this subtle thing that was going on that we had no way of knowing about. It was being overshadowed by all the other chaos that was going on.
And there was plenty of it. Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Strike one to Machado.
But it does sort of explain why there were multiple meetings between Mike Shildt and the umpiring crew.
Ball outside, 1-1.
As they were trying to figure out, okay, what was the pitch clock situation that started the whole mess? How the clock was not started at the right time. How the umpires missed they not being in the batter's box. How they misassessed the
1-1 is low.
The 1-0 count to Suarez. How they then gave Mike Shildt a visit to the mound when all he was trying to do is make sure that his player wasn't getting kicked out of the game because his player was properly arguing that the clock wasn't running properly. I mean, there was all kinds of things going on.
Strike to Manny, 2-2.
But to your point, and thanks to Mike Winters, who's always available to us to give us some insight on things, we found out a little bit more. We're a little smarter for it, Jess.
2-2 to Machado. Manny swings, lines it the other way, but foul. It's also to A.J. Casabell of MLB.com, who spent part of his late night last night literally going onto umpire message boards to try and get a better understanding of some of the quirks of that rule last night. Ortiz trying to work a 1-2-3 frame for the first time today. 2-2. Machado swings, hits it in the air, foul. Back behind home plate, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, just a reminder, every game this year we'll be answering questions from you, our listeners, and if you have one for us, go to 973thefan.sd.com/question. You can send one in, Jesse, and I might answer it right here on the air. Again, that's 973thefan.sd.com/question.
2-2 to Manny. Pitch number 7 to the at-bat on the way from Ortiz, and Machado again spoils it foul out of play right side.
And our thanks again for all the great questions that came in yesterday. In fact, I think Dave has a plethora of questions, maybe one left over from yesterday that you can refer to. But we'd love to get some fresh ones from you today as well.
His mail sack overflowing.
Kind of like Santa around Christmas time, huh, Jess?
Oh, just falling out of it. 2-2 pitch is outside, ball 3. And he hit a 2-run homer back in the first inning, gave the Padres a 2-0 lead. David Peralta hit a 2-run homer last inning to make it 4-0. That's where we are with 2 outs in the top of the third. 3-2 to Manny. This will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Ortiz delivers. Machado swings, got underneath of it, and popped it up foul ground third base in the coach's box. Key Brian Hayes is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Padres go in order for the first time today. After 2.5, they lead the Pirates 4-0. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Now that baseball season is in full swing,
drives one to right field. It is gone! Was threatening that corner, and it just stayed fair. The 200th home run of Shohei Ohtani's career.
200th home run, hit it almost 108 miles an hour off the bat. Beautiful swing, just fair. Congratulations, Shohei. That's quite an accomplishment.
The Reds' best player against the Giants' best pitcher, and here we go. Buckle up, folks.
He hits a fly ball, right center. Yastrzemski has it! And Blake Snell has pitched the first no-hitter of his brilliant career here in Cincinnati.
Snell has thrown a no-hitter for the Giants tonight in Cincinnati.
All products, 100% financing, no money down. It's time to breathe new life into your home. Save 15% today. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsST.com.
Hi, this is Michael King. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Bottom of the third inning, Randy Vasquez pitching with a 4-0 lead. Top of the order for the Pirates, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And he takes a first pitch cutter for a strike. 0-1. Padres have gotten a pair of 2-run homers here this afternoon. Machado in the first, Peralta in the second. 0-1 pitch popped up mile high left side of the infield. Kim coming in from short onto the grass cutout, kind of back and left of the mound, and he makes the catch, one away.
That's a nice combination right there by Randy Vasquez. He goes first pitch cutter, strike one. And he comes back with another pitch, Jesse, that just looks just like that cutter, but it's a sweeper. So the batter's thinking to myself, okay, I just saw the cutter, I saw the break on that. Oh, here comes another little breaking ball. I'm looking cutter. The next thing you know, it's breaking 2 more feet than the previous pitch, and you get the pop out.
Oh, now Bryan Reynolds hit by a pitch. And I think the umpires are going to get together and have a conversation about whether a warning needs to be issued. It was a fastball at his knees, which is where Profar's been hit each of the last 2 games. And he is their best hitter. Reynolds, for his part, by the way, didn't even shoot a look out at Vasquez for more than half a second. Kind of nodded his head, went over to first base. And as far as I can tell, warnings will not be issued.
I love that right there. Now, I'm not saying that he hit him on purpose, but I'm not going to feel bad if he did. And Bryan Reynolds understands the situation as well. You're not headhunting. Did what you needed to do. He nodded his head. It's like, all right, we're good.
Now O'Neill Cruz, and the left-handed batter takes a curveball strike, 0-1.
Now that's not to say that something might not expand from that from the Pirates, but when you've had 3 or 4 guys neck-balled and 3 guys hit, maybe I'm old school, but I got to send a message.
0-1. Cruz takes up and away, and I think a balk was called. So Reynolds going to go to second base on a balk by Vasquez. The plate umpire, Jansen Visconti, called it, and I think he just went about halfway to the mound to explain to Randy what he saw.
Yeah, I think he said he didn't stop, Jess. He didn't come to a full set. And what's interesting is that used to be something that umpires were really, really picky about. And I feel like they've gotten a little bit lax on that over the years, but Randy may have just pushed the envelope a little bit too far.
So Reynolds to second on the balk. And there goes your hope of a ground ball double play.
Yep.
0-1 on O'Neill Cruz. Couple looks back at Reynolds now, the pitch, and Cruz takes up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Second balk of the season for Randy Vasquez.
One and 1 to the 6'7" left-handed hitter. And now pick off play at second. Reynolds went in standing up and just beat Kim back. Kim ends up kind of rolling around in the dirt near second base. Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to you by Tarpey Plumbing, Heating and Air, San Diego's top choice for HVAC and plumbing service. Former Padre Kirby Yates is hot. Now 20 for 20 closing games for the Rangers with a 1.08 ERA.
Good for Kirby. Always a big fan. Did a great job while he was a Padre.
Great to see him doing it again. O'Neill breaks his bat, lines it to first, diving stop, and a catch by Ortiz right near the line. Out number 2 as Reynolds had to go scampering back into second base.
Well, you talk about getting in somebody's kitchen. That's a 93-mile-an-hour cutter in on the hands of Cruz, who we've talked about has some big, long arms. The barrel goes flying. Nice job by Luis Ariz to keep his focus on the ball and not worry about the big piece of lumber heading his way as well.
And there was a big piece of lumber heading his way. So runner on second, 2 outs for Joey Bart. 4-0 Padres here in the bottom of the third inning. And Bart takes a curveball strike. Not hot, by the way, Mariner DH Mitch Garver. Last year with the Rangers hit .270. He's down over 100 points this year. And he's striking out about a third of the time he comes to bat. Reynolds at second, 2 outs, 0-1 on Joey Bart. Vasquez delivers and a foul ball back to the net, strike 2.
Fans, just a reminder, don't let summer end without enjoying a Padres game. Padres host the Pirates August 12th through the 14th, and the Twins and the Mets August 19th through the 25th. Soak up the sun, catch a ball game. Visiting Padres.com/tickets will get you where you need to be.
Bart back into the box behind 0-2 on Randy Vasquez. Reynolds at second base, 2 outs. Randy kicks and fires, and Bart fouls one back into the net above the Padre dugout. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Talked earlier about, Vasquez getting himself into some trouble in that Baltimore game, trying to hunt the strikeout. And again, you kind of understand where he's coming from because he strikes out so few guys. And there are moments when, boy, a strikeout is just the perfect thing. And that can get you into some trouble. 0-2 again, pitch to Bart, check swing on a ball down. He went. That is strike 3 and his first strikeout of the afternoon. Bryan Reynolds left on base after the hit by pitch. We'll head to the 4th. Padres 4, Pirates nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, it's your old Ellie De La Cruz. He has doubled, stolen a bag, and scored twice.
Payoff is crushed. Deep center off the top of the batter's eye. De La Cruz destruction. And a 9-3 Reds edge.
This ball was absolutely hammered. My goodness. That was 112.3 off the bat. It was set to travel an estimated 450 feet.
Halfway up the center field batter's eye. Just below that riverboat out in center.
Maryland is grounded to short. Homered is flight out to center. 1 for 3.
High drive, right field, towards a Petco porch, down the line, and gone! Second straight day, the Padres have walked it off! This time it's the kid, Jackson Merrill, second home run of the day, wins it for the Friars, 5-4.
Slider down and in, that's the danger zone. What a way to complete the sweep.
Harper looking for his first hit. Fly ball left center field. Pretty well hit. Benson's going back. It's gone! First home run of the year. And Bryce Harper hooks one out toward right. Pretty deep. It is gone! It's his second home run of the night. Yeah! It's hooked deep to right center field. No doubt about it! A 3-homer game! He caps it off with a grand slam!
7-4 and ask for Tony's stamp of approval. King Road 4 Carlsbad. Yes, we can.
36-month lease at $449 a month plus tax and fees and $3,995 consumer cash due at signing. Security deposit waived. 10,500 miles per year. On approved credit. PIN number KD12858.
Hey, this is Mike Schill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
Top of the 4th inning at PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Padres with a 4-0 lead trying to sweep the Pirates. And I almost hesitate to say this, but so far today, very straightforward through 3 innings.
Did you really have to send that out into the universe, Jesse? You're challenging the baseball gods. You know better than that, Jesse.
I do. It was a mistake.
Oh, no.
There are no floods. Nobody's had to call the Roto-Rooter guy. And so far, fairly straightforward baseball. Xander Bogaerts leading off, swings and misses strike 1 at a slider from Luis Ortiz. Padres with a pair of 2-run homers have a 4-0 lead. Bogaerts lined out sharply to O'Neill Cruz to end the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Swings here, pops it up right side of the infield. The second baseman Kiner Falefa back on the outfield grass, kind of edging his way over towards the line now, and he makes the play. 1 away. Top of the 4th brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. 1 out, nobody on for Jackson Merrill, who singled ahead of the Peralta homer back in the 2nd. And we've broken down a lot of the craziness from last night's win. Let's break down more of what Jackson Merrill did as he takes outside ball 1, the long homer in the 1st, the 4-hit day, and the game-tying shot in the 9th inning against David Bednar. It is just an incredible run that Merrill's been on this year. 1-0 pitch, hit hard but foul up the right field line, 1-1.
It was pretty fun after the ball game last night, Jesse. There was only one place open in town. It was Giovanni's Pizza Place on the way back to the hotel. So I stopped in there, picked up myself a pizza, and on the way I ran into the Merrill family. Josh and Jenny were in there wearing their all-star jerseys. It was great to connect with them and super fun to talk about their son the night he had.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
That's so fun. I mean, they're as Jenny put it, they're pinching themselves. Like this whole season, there's just been so many incredible moments for Jackson making the team as a center fielder, having the start that he did, making the all-star game. I mean, just one thing after another, including last night.
1-2 is right down the middle at the knees, and strike 3 call. Second of the day for Ortiz, and 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning.
Very cool to be able to run into them and to see them out there being able to enjoy what their son is doing. They're both teachers, and she's got school starting here pretty soon, but they've made the most of their summer, Jesse, that's for sure.
They really have, and we've seen them all over the East Coast. I like what she told me earlier this summer. She said, it's like travel ball, but we don't have to pay for the food. David Peralta, and he takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. They are enjoying it the way I think any parent would envision and imagine being able to enjoy their kid of that kind of success. Ball inside, 1-1.
Amen to that.
2 outs in, nobody on in the top of the 4th inning. Luis Ortiz perhaps settling in a little bit here since that home run by Peralta. Nobody's reached base. 1-1 pitch underneath the hands, 2 balls and a strike.
You know, that's the first one that Ortiz has yanked in the last couple of innings. It looks like he's done a better job of getting his mechanics aligned. He's not been yanking the ball as much, hence the 5 consecutive outs that he's recorded. That one he did yank again.
Pitch here way outside, 3-1 to Peralta, who might have bounced one into the river with that homer in the 2nd inning. It was hard to see where it actually ended up landing, but it got up over the seats in right field and bounced on the sidewalk out there. 3-1 the pitch. Peralta swings, rips it right to Tellez. First baseman reaches up with 2 hands to make the catch and end the inning. All of a sudden, 9 in a row set down by Luis Ortiz after 3.5. Padres 4.
Swing and a drive deep toward left. Number 2,000, a home run. Paul Goldschmidt's first career hit came in 2011 against Matt Cain. Number 1,000 against German Marquez and the Colorado Rockies 7 years ago. And tonight, July 26, 2024, number 2,000 against Kyle Finnegan. A 2-run homer.
Doesn't last very long. The composite definitely holds up. Clients pick out what color they want, and it's that color for the life of the board. They get to enjoy their beautiful deck for a lot longer.
Find a local contractor or get free decking samples at timbertech.com.
Hi, it's Jay Cronin, partner of the San Diego Padres.
Rowdy Tellez leads off, bottom of the 4th inning, out in front of a curveball, swings and misses, strike 1. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Pods, and he's got a 4-0 lead thanks to 2-run homers from Machado and Peralta. Baby Rowdy waits, and the 0-1 pitch misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Get you some news, notes, and scores from around the league, beginning, of course, with the daily White Sox report. Today they put Pedro Grifol, the manager, kind of out of his misery as he was let go by the White Sox. Not the problem, obviously, but you could see that one coming. Here's a pop-up. Third base, Manny crossing the line just barely into foul territory. He's there to make the catch. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Grady Sizemore will take over as the interim manager. And the White Sox, losers of 22 out of their last 23 games, are 28-89 on the season.
And I think as you accurately described, Jesse, really put him out of his misery in terms of maybe doing him a favor at this point. I mean, that has to be so tough to show up to the ballpark every day, and I don't put any of the blame on Pedro Grifol.
First pitch to Brian De La Cruz, a strike.
Coming into the season, the roster that he was handed was predicted to be one of the most challenged rosters that we've seen in a long, long time, and it's proven to be true.
And then some. A 1-pitch line foul the other way.
Yeah, you can't make up good players. I mean, you're walking up there and handing over the lineup card, and it's more of your terms of conditions of surrender than it is a lineup card on a daily basis, just because you're so handicapped with the players that you're working with.
The conditions. The 2 is low. Ball and 2 strikes to Brian De La Cruz. Well, here comes the losing general. He's got the white paper and the white flag. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. A ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 to the former Marlin, Brian De La Cruz, and he swings and misses at a curveball, strike 3. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Randy Vasquez. Base is empty, 2 down. Key Brian Hayes coming up. Brewers lead the struggling Braves 8-0 in the third inning in Atlanta. Bravos have lost 4 in a row, and they've come out of the All-Star break now 7-11. They were comfortably in that first wild card spot, but dropping. First pitch to Key Brian Hayes inside, ball 1. And boy, the Atlanta Braves, another tremendous example and reminder that this thing is very, very long over the course of the summer.
No question about it. And the Phillies have had some challenges of late as well.
1-0 pitch is a strike.
And yet, I don't know about you, Jesse, but I look at the Atlanta Braves and I look at the Phillies and I say they're going through a tough time, but by no means am I sitting here thinking, oh, they're done for the season and they're not playoff teams.
Still a lot of baseball to be played. 1-1. Hayes takes a strike. Mentioned the Phillies struggling as of late. They have, though they've gotten right against the Dodgers.
Tonight's doubleheader, they had 24-9.
1-2 outside.
That's a heck of a streak. And on top of that, Jesse, of those 9 losses, 5 of those losses were games that they were winning in the 9th and were blown by their closer, Sewald. So they could potentially have been 29-4 over that stretch.
2-2 to Hayes. Vasquez deals at a ground ball sharply to second base. Took a funny hop. Jake kind of backed up on it. Ended up backhanding it, but he's got it. And a throw to first in time. Pirates go 1-2-3 in the 4th inning. Head to the 5th at PNC. Padres ahead 4-zip.
Libera tu espíritu ganador. Apuestas deportivas y cientos de juegos de casino. Disfruta de pagos en minutos, una plataforma segura y atención personalizada en todo momento. Pronostica, diviértete y lleva tu pasión al siguiente nivel. Betcris.
Let NCTD pinch hit for you and leave the driving to us. Visit GoNCTD.com. Ride the coaster train to San Diego Padres games this season to get there and back safely. Hit a home run at GoNCTD.com/Padres.
Hi, this is Luis Camposano. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Ha-Seong Kim will lead off at the top of the 5th inning. Padres with a 4-0 lead over the Pirates. Pods have their brooms out, and they are trying to swab the decks here at PNC. Kim takes the first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Higashioka on deck. Luis Arise to follow after that. 8-9-1 against Luis Ortiz, who's given up a pair of 2-run homers, but also retired 9 straight. A 1 pitch, grounded foul left side. Now 0-2 to Kim. And good to see Ha-Seong Kim back in the starting lineup for the Padres here this afternoon. Sat out the start of the last 2 games, dealing with a sore right triceps muscle. 1-2 pitch, and Kim takes in on the hands, ball 1. Today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you. 1-2. Kim swings, sends it in the air the other way towards the right field line, and foul into the seats. Question of the day comes from Ellen in Coral Gables, Florida, right around the corner from Lone Depot Park, where the Padres and Marlins will play tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. And Ellen wants to know about the Marlins home stadium. Here's the 1-2. And Kim reaches out, serves it in the air to left center field. De La Cruz, the former Marlin, is there, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Ellen says, what do players and broadcasters think about playing indoors in general? And I imagine you feel a little bit better about it after the rain delay in Pittsburgh this week. Fair, yes.
That was a fair comment.
Players, I don't think the indoor part is necessarily much of a thing to them. It's more about the turf. That's what you hear players talk about. Kyle Higashioka takes outside ball 1. Even the modern artificial surface, it can take its toll on these guys' bodies.
Absolutely. Guys feel it in their ankles, their knees, their hips, their back. And I'm a little surprised that it's still as prevalent as we hear about.
Ball inside, 2-0.
Because to your point, they've done such a better job of the AstroTurf that was there when I played, which was basically plastic on concrete. And guys were super sore all the time. So it's come a long way, but still not the same as grass.
Inside ball 3.
The other part of it was the indoor stadiums. In my generation, you had places like the Astrodome and Minnesota's enclosed stadium that they had for many years. You couldn't see the ball when it went into the air. If you took your eye off the ball as an infielder or an outfielder for a split second to try to, run to your position to get there ahead of time to make the catch, to try to find that ball again when you look back up, good luck. So guys could not take their eyes off the ball, and it really became an issue. So I think, again, Major League Baseball has done a much better job in the design of these enclosed facilities, both in terms of how they play and also how you can pick up a ball on the roof, Jess.
Ryota Higashioka is a strike. So you're telling me white ball, white roof, not the best idea?
Not a great idea, no. Huh. And in Montreal, they had orange roof for a while, but that thing rarely worked. Astrodome, same thing. It was white glass everywhere.
3-1 is outside ball 4. Higashioka draws the first walk of the day, allowed by Luis Ortiz. That ends a stretch of 10 straight set down by the Pirates starter.
So I think in general, guys prefer to play on grass. They prefer to play outside, but there's certain places where you're super grateful when you go to Miami, when you go to Texas and some of these other places that are super hot and you have a lot of rain. It takes away all those uncertainties. Seattle, same thing, which is personally my favorite enclosed stadium.
Same for me. Rise takes down and in ball 1. Of course, they got real grass in Seattle.
Yep.
And it's basically just a big umbrella that covers the field for when it rains.
Yeah, it's still open. You have the openings in the outfield and everything. You still get that outdoor feel to it. It's really nicely done.
Most of the enclosed stadiums, you definitely lose something in terms of atmosphere. Now in Houston, they pack it every night, so it's loud and exciting, and you don't feel it as much. 1-0 to Arise, another former Marlin, and he lines it into left center, base hit. So the Padres got a little something cooking here in the 5th inning. Arise a single following the Higashioka walk, and 2 men aboard for Jurickson Profar, with the Padres already ahead 4-0 in the 5th inning. And, that's kind of the thing. When you get a Miami situation, or the Diamondbacks for the last many years before they became really good, indoor plus small crowd equals just terrible environment, just from like an atmosphere standpoint.
Yeah, you feel like you're in an airplane hangar and everything's just echoing around.
Yeah. Profar batting left-handed, of course. First pitch swinging, ground ball to first base. Big hop to Les, goes to second 1. O'Neal Cruz will just put it in his pocket after they force a rise at second base. So Profar aboard on the fielder's choice, 2 down, and runners on the corners for Jake Cronenworth. Parklands Park is, or Lone Depot Park now in Miami, kind of interesting too. I mean, outside, I think it's a spectacular bit of architecture. Like, it's a really neat looking modern building in Miami. Indoors, though, it's just, I don't know, kind of as generic as can be.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoy the outside. And they do a lot of nice concerts out there after a lot of the ball games to try to bring the community and get involved and be a part of things over there. But, yeah, inside, I don't know.
2 on, 2 out for Cronenworth. He takes inside ball 1.
By the way, the top of the 5th is brought to you by Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities. Sign up for the Freezy monthly hitting membership for only $79 at San Diego FrozenRopes.com. Were you a fan of the fish tank?
Yes, only in that it was unique and it gave it a little bit of character.
I like that, and I also like the giant bobblehead collection that they had in there for a while. Did not enjoy the big sculpture monstrosity flying dolphin thing that they had in center field for a while.
You mean modern art? 1-0. Cronenworth crowns it foul right side. Yeah, that's outside of the stadium now when The new ownership came in. Derek Jeter, the former president of the Marlins. They removed the quote-unquote home run sculpture, whatever they were calling it in Miami. They put it outside the building.
I respected Jeffrey Loria, who was an art dealer. That's how he made a lot of his money, and that he wanted to try to bring culture and art into baseball. Love that idea. Execution, not quite there.
2-0 popped up behind third base. Hayes into foul territory towards the rolled up tarp, running out of room, but has just enough to make the catch and end the top of the 5th inning. No runs, no one hit, 2 men left on base. We are midway at PNC. Padres 4, Pirates nothing. On the Padres.
Paul Skeens, you know all about him, the #1 overall pick in the country just last year out of LSU. He's getting ready to warm up today and get ready to throw out that first pitch.
Boy, that's just nasty. That's a backdoor curveball.
There's an 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Paul Skeens.
Happy place, your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. CSLB numbers are 712-830-105 or 102.
Hi, it's Joe Musgrove with the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Don't miss upcoming Padre giveaways, including next Monday. It's the 1999 Tony Gwynn Henley jersey, presented by Serpro, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Mr. Padres' 3,000th career hit. Other August giveaways include the Manny Machado collectible pin and the pink Fernando Tatis Jr. bucket hat. Learn more at Padres.com/giveaways. 4-0. Pods over the Bucks here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ji-Hwan Bae, the #8 hitter, leads off, and he takes a first pitch changeup for a strike right on the outside corner. 0-1. #8 hitter 0 for 1. Swung at the first pitch that he saw in the 2nd inning. A little tapper back to the mound that Randy Vasquez handled. The 1 pitch is outside. Michael A. Taylor waiting on deck, and then top of the order, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Padres 4 runs on 4 hits. Bucks being shut out on 2 hits so far. Here's the 1-1. Foul back to the net. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ji-Hwan Bae, who was not ready to hit with 8 seconds on the pitch clock against Robert Suarez in the bottom of the 9th last night. In fact, it was completely missed by home plate umpire Andy Fletcher, who would eventually give a pitch clock violation to Robert Suarez. Here's the 1-2, and Bae takes low after much conversation. Despite the fact that Bae was not ready to hit and should have been assessed an automatic strike, the umpires got together, and what it appeared happened was they all said, you know what, we kind of messed this thing up. We're going to pretend like nothing happened. Here's the 2-2. Bae swings, grounds it towards first base, charged by Ortiz. He's got it. Steps on the bag, and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
You know, it's kind of lost in all that, Jesse, was also the fact that the person that actually brought all that to everybody's attention and really started the whole conversation was Manny Machado. And it's one of the things I love about Manny. We talk about what a great hitter is and a great defender is. He loves the game, and he pays attention to everything that is going on all parts of the field. And he was the one that first caught on to that and was bringing it to the umpire's attention.
Baseball IQ off the charts.
Yep.
As Michael A. Taylor swings and misses a curveball, strike 1. Vasquez has leaned on that pitch and had success with it here today.
Curveball has been really good for him, and he's used his cutter very effectively as well, especially to the left-handers in on their hands.
4-0 Padres in the fifth. 1 out, nobody on. Taylor trying to bunt, fouls it back. Gashioka kind of sprang out of his crouch, swiped at it with his glove, nearly able to make the catch. And it's strike 2 on Michael A. Taylor.
You know, one thing that curveball usage has been good, cutter's been good. Starting with strike number 1, he's thrown 13 first pitch strikes so far today, which is an important weapon for Randy Vasquez, and we'll talk about a couple of numbers here in a second.
They set up away the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Third K of the day for Randy Vasquez, and 2 down in the bottom of the fifth.
When he gets ahead 0-1, opponents are hitting 237. When he falls behind 1-0, it jumps up to 374. That is a huge, huge difference. So you think to yourself, okay, you know those numbers. What are you going to do? Well, let me just throw a lot of first pitch strikes. Well, not as easy as it sounds, and I'll tell you about that here in a second.
Kiner Falefa with 2 outs and nobody on takes the first pitch down the middle.
So what's been the challenge with just throwing first pitch strikes for Randy Vasquez? As he throws another one right here, third one this inning. Opponents have been hitting 406 on his first pitch offerings.
Rock in a hard place. Pitch inside, check swing, didn't go.
Exactly. So what is the problem there? You got to get ahead. For Randy, one of the things that he's done so much better here during this stretch, Jesse, along with fastball command, along with using his entire repertoire, is he's become less predictable on the first pitch offering.
1-1 pitch outside.
And that's kind of what was going on, where, okay, I know you're going to throw a first pitch strike. I know you're going to try to throw a fastball down and away. Now your margin for error is almost nil. He's done a much better job of mixing up the repertoire. We've seen some first pitch curveball strikes, for example.
2-1 pitch hit hard on the ground, but pretty much right at Ha-Seong Kim. The shortstop's got it. Throw to first in time, and a second straight 1-2-3 inning for Randy Vasquez. We have played 5 in Pittsburgh. Padres with a
tied with Greg Maddux for 10th all time.
Once he gets gutsy and runs into an out.
There it is. Top 10 all time in strikeouts. Justin Verlander strikes out Abraham Toro. Moves past Greg Maddux. 3,372 career strikeouts for Verlander. The future Hall of Famer adds another list to an incredible career. And now he's in the top 10 all-time in strikeouts, 3,372.
Guys, imagine pure, delicious water from every faucet. It is totally possible. My family loves it. Don't risk your family's health. Call 760-350-3338 or splash on over to EcoWaterSoCal.com right now. Your body's 60% water. Make it the best. Act now and say Woodsy sent you for VIP treatment.
This is Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
Who's on Deck for the Padres is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. It'll be Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, and Jackson Merrill here in the 6th for the Padres.
And Machado takes the slider way inside. Ball 1 from Luis Ortiz. 4-0. San Diego here in the 6th. Manny got the scoring started with a 2-run homer in the first inning. Swings and misses at a good slider this time, 1-1. Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Machado's 18th of the year. 1-1 pitch, hard hit on the ground up the middle. Big bounce in front of the bag, handled by Kiner Falefa. And the throw to first is in time. That one nearly caught the pizza box at second base. If it did, it would have been a hit, but it didn't. And one away for Xander Bogaerts as we pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey sports station.
With Bob Scanlon and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Frank Marchese in the studio back home, making sure whatever we say is something you can actually hear. Here's the 1-0 to Xander Bogaerts with 1 out, nobody on. And a fastball strike from Luis Ortiz. Padres 4, Pirates nothing. In the top half of inning number 6. The Brooms are out. 1-1 pitch, chopped to shortstop. O'Neill Cruz backs up. Has it on the backhand, throws to first in time. And a couple of ground ball outs to begin the 6th inning for Luis Ortiz. Padre members can now renew their 2025 season ticket memberships to lock in the best value and access next season. Learn more or renew today. All you got to do, go to Padres.com/membership. A very, very real home field advantage has been created in San Diego. And you guys are all wide. Here's Merrill, first pitch swinging, sends it in the air, foul down the left field line, 0-1. And not to poke at the Pirates, but I mean, it's where we are. Tuesday night, paid crowd under 18,000 plus the rain. You know, there were maybe 4,000 people in the building for the game. A 1 to Merrill is a strike. And every single night we are spoiled by the fans in San Diego who pack Petco Park.
Not only do we appreciate it, not only do the fans appreciate it, not only do everybody in the front office of the Padres appreciate it, but opposing teams really appreciate it, Jesse.
Ball outside, 1-2.
Can't tell you how many guys I've gone over to say hi to, and the first thing they say, God, it's great to be here in San Diego, and these fans are incredible. The energy here in this ballpark is awesome. So everybody really appreciating what San Diego is bringing in terms of baseball energy.
It is a known thing all around the league. Better believe it. 1-2 outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Merrill. 1 out of 2 with a single and a run scored.
Which has a double effect, right? On the one, you've got positive energy going for your team. It goes against the other team. But the other thing is, when it comes free agency time in the offseason, Jesse, you think guys are clamoring to become a part of Padre baseball? You better believe it.
Merrill swings and misses, strike 3, third of the day for Ortiz. And the Pods go 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th inning. 4-0 San Diego and Pittsburgh.
You were born under the sign of transformation, Scorpio, but sometimes you can be resistant to change when it comes to your game. If you're worried that your play is getting stale, you can simply switch up your routine next time you're on the field. You'll keep the opponents guessing as you crush another extra base hit.
De La Cruz rolls one. That is through. Pitch called a strike. Throw down is late. Opposite way. That is down. Base hit. Takes off. No throw. There goes De La Cruz. Called strike. Throw down. Late. De La Cruz. He takes off. Pitch swing and a miss. Throw down. It's wide. And he's on for the 4th time today. Chop to third. Backhand. Short way to second. Bobbled. The De La Cruz effect. He speeds you up.
My house, well, every 3,000 miles. You're not driving as much, don't need an oil change? Valvoline Instant Oil Change, offering a free courtesy check of your tires and battery. Valvoline is open 7 days a week. For directions and discounts, go to SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com.
Hi, this is Kyle Higashioka. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Bryan Reynolds the lead off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Randy Vasquez. Padres with a 4-0 lead here at PNC Park. Vasquez delivers. Reynolds takes a little bit outside, ball 1. Reynolds, the last guy to reach base for the Buccos. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. It was a fastball towards the legs, a la the way Profar has been hit the last 2 nights. It's this one on a line into right field and a base hit. Peralta's playing way deep, so he's got it a couple of steps in front of the warning track. And a leadoff single for Bryan Reynolds. That is the first Pirate hit since the 2nd inning.
Padres Baseball is brought to you by Tarpey Plumbing, Heating and Air, the Fix-It-Right Company. 5th time this season, Jesse, that Randy Vasquez has been able to get into the 6th inning. So pushing himself a little bit right here, and hopefully he can get the ground ball and keep things under control.
Twice this year he's gotten outs in the 7th, both times against Arizona. Here's O'Neill Cruz. That one bounces in, kicks away from Higashioka, and goes all the way to the backstop. It'll be a wild pitch to move Reynolds to second base.
Well, there goes the double play.
Last time Reynolds was aboard, the double play went away thanks to a balk. This time on a wild pitch. Guys are starting to shuffle around in the Padre bullpen a little bit.
It's that time.
Vasquez getting ready to throw his 70th pitch, so he's been very efficient, but trying to win a game here as Cruz pops one foul out of play left side, and the count 1-1. Now, who's actually available to throw today could be an interesting conversation. Bullpen has been very well worn in the first 2 games of this series. Michael King went 5 yesterday, plus you played an extra inning. Dylan Cease only 1 inning on Tuesday because of the rain and subsequent flooding. 1-1 pitch, down and in, 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, I got to imagine we're going to see Jason Adam today at some point. Might not be a surprise to see if he's the first guy up, but we'll wait and see. Carl Edwards Jr. in the bullpen for the Padres today.
And his contract selected from El Paso. 2-1 pitch in on a line to right center field. That is a bullet. And it is up against the wall on the fly. Merrill gets to it quickly, sends it to second, the tag, and he's out! O'Neill Cruz thrown out at second base by Jackson Merrill. Reynolds, of course, comes in to score. And now a 4-1 Padre lead in the 6th inning.
Absolute missile to the gap, and Jackson Merrill did a great job of playing the carom off the wall. Turn and hit his cutoff man. Or excuse me, got it over to second base.
Pittsburgh's challenging the out call at second base.
I'm not surprised that Pittsburgh's challenging this call, but it was a good 2-hopper right on the money. Jake tried to get the tag down, but I think Cruz might have gotten his foot in just ahead of the tag on the shin, Jess.
The second base umpire, John Bacon, he kind of started to say safe and then changed his mind in the last second and called him out. So they're checking on that. For the moment, it's out number 1.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. Runners out. Pittsburgh will lose their challenge for the remainder of the game.
There you go. So that is a huge play made by Merrill and Jake Cronenworth. Because now a run in, yeah, but 1 out and nobody on, as opposed to a runner on second with nobody out. Wow, wow, wow. Great tag by Cronenworth. Great throw by Merrill, who, as you said, played the carom perfectly on that rocket by O'Neill Cruz. 119 off the bat.
Wow.
Joey Bart takes inside ball 1. I mean, you make a joke there, right? That's the problem with hitting the ball that hard. You don't give yourself time to turn it into a double. 1-0 pitch. Bart sends it in the air down the right field line. That'll fade foul into the seats. And a strike, 1-1.
But the other key there is that throw just being right on the money, Jess. Jake Cronenworth, all he had to do was wait there. His glove was right there and just put the tag down quickly to get the shin of Cruz. Great accuracy by Jackson Merrill.
On a strike to Bart, who takes inside, 2-1. Still nobody formally throwing in the Padre bullpen. Randy Vasquez certainly understands the assignment today with all the bullpen usage the last couple of nights. Trying to work through 6. 2-1 pitch, swung on, popped up, shallow right field. Cronenworth back, Peralta coming in. The right fielder will make the call, and he makes the catch, 2 down. You certainly don't criticize O'Neill Cruz for trying to get to second base there. I mean, it's the obvious thing to try and do. Padres, as Mike Schilt might say, made a baseball play and threw him out. But, I mean, it could end up being a moment in this game.
Oh, it's a huge out, no doubt about it. And I don't blame Cruz at all. As he said, good baseball play. He hits a rocket to the gap, force that outfielder to go run over there, get there in a hurry.
Tellez takes a strike.
Which is a given for our guy. It's not a given for everybody else. Then you got to play the carom perfectly, which he did. Then he's got to wheel, make a throw right on the money, which he did. And Jake got the tag down just in time. So Tip the cap to the Padre defense. Not a bad decision by Ortiz in any way.
All up and away, 1-1. Now, the one thing I will say is just kind of tracking the ball, I didn't see how hard he may or may not have run out of the box. And on a play that close, of course, that can make all the difference in the world.
Good point.
But either way, play made by the Padres, and it has changed the complexion of this inning. 1-1. Tellez grounds it foul left side. 1-2 to the first baseman. Rowdy 0 for 1 with a walk. The only walk that Vasquez has issued, that was a leadoff walk back into second inning. 4-1 Padres with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, Tellez lines it through the left side and a base hit. Merrill going to cut it off in the gap. Tellez will not try and do what O'Neill Cruz tried to do. He'll return to first base. Third hit of the inning for the Pirates, who had 2 all day coming into the 6th. And a man aboard for Bryan De La Cruz.
And now the action in the Padres bullpen, I think, is going to get a little bit more serious. Previously, it was just guys starting to loosen up a little bit, but now we're actually going to see somebody get up and start firing.
Ruben Niebla is going to come out and chat with Vasquez, maybe stall a little bit, but also go over the De La Cruz scouting report. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot. For the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. De La Cruz off to a tough start with the Pirates, now just 3 for 24 in the black and yellow. But a very dangerous hitter, 18 home runs earlier this season as a Marlin.
It's the new Padre, Carlos Edwards Jr. starting to crank up, Jess.
Saw him, in 2019, 2020 with the Padres, I think?
Yeah, and then he was trying to come back. He'd had some challenges, dominant for a little while. Then he ran into this weird streak of a year and a half or so, and he was really trying to find himself. I remember he was working on some things when he was with the Padres. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was some mechanical stuff to try to get him back on track because the velo was still there. The arm has still had life in it. So he's back for a second round with the Padres. Hopefully he can be a contributor.
It's starting in AAA El Paso, so he's got a little bit of length in him if that ends up mattering here today. Padres up 4-1 with 2 outs, and Tellez at first in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bryan De La Cruz, the batter. First pitch from Vasquez, swung on, hit in the air to deep right, towards the corner. Peralta on his way towards the line, can't get there, and a foul ball. Oh boy. You can see Peralta just not comfortable with the geography of the right field corner here at PNC Park. And now he's kind of holed up against that side wall. I don't know if he hurt himself. And now kind of gingerly walking back out onto the outfield grass.
Yeah, there's very, very little foul territory over there as it gets down to the last 30 feet or so of the line. And you could tell, to your point, Jesse, he was not sure. And he's running full speed to try to get to that ball, but he also knows that he's got almost zero room to throw on the brakes. And it looked like he sort of tweaked something as he was getting closer to the foul line, trying to throw the brakes on, not actually impacting with the wall.
Going to stay in the game. Nobody's even going to go check on it, but obviously he's a little bit uncomfortable out there.
Yeah, Mark Rogo stuck his head out and was looking at him as though, hey, do you need help or not? And apparently not.
So it's strike 1 to De La Cruz. Here's the next pitch. And a curveball missing way low and outside. 1-1 to a dangerous hitter. Padres with a 3-run lead here in the 6th. But the Pirates have broken through, and they threaten for more against a tiring Randy Vasquez. Good curve here, swung on and missed. And now 1-2 to De La Cruz. Vasquez staring in, understandably not paying much attention to the runner Tellez. Now he'll step off and reset as De La Cruz backs out of the box.
This is where it really gets fun for a catcher and a pitcher, Jesse, where you know you're starting to fatigue. Your catcher's got to figure out, what does he have left in the tank? What can I go to? And what do I want to stay away from to make sure that we don't have any big damage?
1-2 pitch is skied up the right field line, foul ground. A rise over to the side wall. Peralta also coming over, but well into the seats and out of play.
The good news on that play right there, Jesse, is we got a chance to see Peralta run, and he looked completely unencumbered. So that whatever he tweaked on that previous play wasn't affecting him in his pursuit of that one. That's a good sign.
Padres trying to sweep this 3-game series. They will be on to Miami after the game here this afternoon. Thanks for making us part of your Thursday morning back home. 4-1 San Diego in the 6th. 1-2 to De La Cruz, and a hard hit liner into right field. That's a base hit. Peralta over into the gap, able to cut it off. And the throw comes back into Cronenworth. Tellez wheels around to third base. Back-to-back 2-out singles. Now a 4-hit inning. And it just looks like the tank about empty for Randy Vasquez. Tying run going to be coming to the plate. Key Brian Hayes will be the batter. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. And indeed, Mike Schultz is going to go out and make a pitching change. So that'll be all for Vasquez, who you could just see desperately wanted to get through the 6th. Mike Schultz, I'm sure, was right there with him in terms of the desperation, but it was not to be. Pitching change with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Padres with a 4-1 lead on the Padres Radio Network.
This is Dan Ford. And you should not be surprised to see Austin Riley with an opportunity and a runner in scoring position.
He hits this well into left center field. He hits it so well that it is not coming back. There is Riley's first home run since April 7th. And folks, he got his money's worth. And it's 1-0 Atlanta.
449 feet, absolutely tattooed. And how nice is it to see one of these hard hit balls? He has hit a bunch, and he hasn't had a lot of luck. And so he takes all the luck out of play. 110 off the bat and absolutely smashed.
Payoff in a big spot right here. Sends it deep the other way. Donovan backing up to the track, to the wall. And Pavin Smith hits one off the wall. This will get 2 runs home. 8-1. Pavin Smith the other way. And Pavin trying to unload. Sends one out to right. And it's in the bullpen for a grand slam for Pavin Smith. And it's 14-1.
He's having quite a night. 6 RBIs.
Sinker, the repertoire generally for Edwards. 4-seamer is always his go-to pitch. 2 years ago, the curveball was his best secondary, but last year he used the changeup a lot more.
Runners lead at first and third. 2-0 to Hayes, the pitch. Hit hard in the air down the left field line. That is a line drive off the wall foul. Told you last night about that left field foul pole gets you on you in a hurry here in Pittsburgh. The wall kind of juts in, and you can get a cheapie down the left field line here. He didn't miss by much.
Yeah, even if you're hooking it, because it's so close, Jesse, it takes away some of the hook for you, and it helps it. That pole sneaks up just in time before it hooks foul, but the Padres got lucky with that one. Changeup that Hayes was just a little out front of.
First and third, 2 outs. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside off the glove of Higashioka. Tellez will rumble home and score. It's a 4-2 game. De La Cruz also advances to second base on a passed ball.
cutter that Edwards Jr. just really yanks. And the other part that doesn't help right here is you've got Kyle Higashioka, who's not really caught Edwards much before, and he calls for a cutter. He's probably expecting it to break just a little bit, but he gets around it more like a big sweeper and off the tip of the glove of Higgy.
So a 4-2 game, and now a 3-1 count. Low and outside, ball 4.
Well, Ruben Niebla is going to go out and have a chat with Carl Edwards Jr. Just try to calm him down a little bit. Maybe give time for somebody else to get out in the bullpen. Matsui might be the next guy up. Lefty to get ready for kind of Bryan Reynolds, or we'll wait and see. He's just the next available arm that probably hasn't been overused in the last 24 hours, Jess.
Hey, you're kind of working a little bit shorthanded here today, and trying to navigate this thing best you can. Best case scenario, of course, was Carl Edwards Jr. giving you, maybe the end of the 6th, all of the 7th, maybe into the 8th. You mentioned he had been starting at El Paso, but pass ball and a walk, and he's only faced the one batter. Ji-Hwan Bae will come to hit here with first and second, 2 down. The Padre lead has been trimmed, and now 4-2 over the Pirates.
And he still might be able to give you those innings that you were just talking about, Jess, but he's got to get an out right here and maintain the lead.
Hayes at first, De La Cruz at second, 2 outs. Bae, a left-handed batter, is grounded out twice. First pitch swinging, ground ball through the left side, and a base hit. De La Cruz rounding third. He's going to score. RBI single, Ji-Hwan Bae, and a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, definitely an auspicious start to Carl Edwards Jr. Second opportunity with the Padres. Not a terrible pitch, actually. It wasn't a hanger. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate that Bae was just able to get enough of to roll through the left side.
Now Michael A. Taylor will be the 8th guy to bat in the inning. First and second, 2 outs. 4-3 Padres. And Edwards misses low, ball 1. Ke'Bryan Hayes, the potential tying run, is at second base. 1-0. Michael A. Taylor, big swing and a bouncer foul toward the Pirate dugout on the left side. 1-1. Padre 4-0 lead has been cut to 4-3, and the Buccos continue to threaten. 1-1 pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike.
It's tough right now. He's not been able to throw that cutter for a strike, so you're really sitting mostly fastball changeup. We haven't seen many curves.
2-1 pitch. Taylor tied up, swings and misses at a curveball, and now 2-2.
There's one.
Well, the way the first 2 nights have gone here in Pittsburgh, you certainly didn't expect it to go smooth, normal, and easy here today. 4-0 lead, now 4-3 with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Taylor has flown out and struck out, just used his timeout. Back into the box to face Carl Edwards Jr. in his Padre debut here in 24. 2-2. The pitch on the way. Taylor checks and takes the curveball low and outside. A full count, 3-2. Third batter for Edwards, so he would not have to face Xander Bogaerts, who's on deck. And as Bob said, Yuki Matsui is the guy throwing in the Padre bullpen. Bae and Hayes will run on 3-2. Here's the pitch from Edwards. Taylor takes, and a little bit low, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Xander Bogaerts, right-handed batter, walk into the box, kind of looking over towards the Padre dugout to see if Mike Shildt is going to come up the steps, and he will. For the second time here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Padres will make a pitching change. Tough debut for Edwards this go-round. Pass ball, a walk, a single, another walk, and he is out of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitching change for the Padres. They lead 4.
And this ball may go. Correction, this ball will go a long way. 3 batters in, 3-0 Atlanta.
Man, what a perfect night, huh? Perfect way to start the night. Ronald gets his 40th. Ozzie gets on, and Riley absolutely tees off in the left center.
37th of the year for Austin.
Oh, fastball that crept back over the middle of the plate.
Corbin knew it right away. Here's a drive, sucked the other way to left field deep. Palacios back, and it's gone! Raffy Devers has done it! He has set a new Red Sox record by homering in 6 consecutive games. He goes off-ball against Taj Bradley. Goodness gracious, he is some kind of hot.
History. We're looking at Red Sox history. This has never happened in the history of the Boston Red Sox.
Yordan hits one into right field for a base hit. Yordan Alvarez, who crushes one deep to right. Forget about it. Hits this ball hard to center field. Back goes Julio, still going back near the wall. This ball's caught by Rodriguez. No, Yordan's going to go for third. And he hits one down the line in right field. This could be the cycle. Yordan heading to second base. He is going to get there.
More updates on this fundraiser.
Yuki Matsui coming into the ballgame. It's the 52nd time that Mike Shildt has called upon him, a 3.14 earned run average. And he has really been throwing the ball well of late. In his last 23 ball games, a 1.16 earned run average. He's called on to face a right-hander right here. He's had success against righties this year as well. They've hit only 198 against them, and he's looking to get the final out here, Jess.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Padres with a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kiner Falefa, the 9th guy to bat in the frame against now the 3rd different Padre pitcher. And first pitch swinging, rifles one foul over the head of the runner Hayes at third base. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's has been covering San Diego's homes and businesses for over 70 years. Visit a Sid's or sidscarpet.com for all your flooring needs at the lowest prices in town. 0-1 to Kiner Falefa. Matsui ready, the little lefty delivers. And a ground ball tapped to the left of the mound. Manny charging it, goes to the backhand. Throw to first is in time! Matsui jumps in the air, spins around, and high-fives Machado, who just made a gold glove play to finally bring the 6th inning to a close. Pirates get 3 runs on 5 hits, and they leave them loaded. Head to the 7th, 4-3 San Diego on the Padres Radio Network.
This is Kyle Higashioka.
Skeens making his 11th start. There we go.
Finishes him off. And there he goes. He's got 9. He strikes out his 10th batter of the game behind the left field. And that is 5 for Paul Skeens. He's got another. That's 11 strikeouts.
Swinging a bouncer on to third. Hayes gloves. Throw to first. Got him. 7 no-hit innings for Paul Skeens in Milwaukee.
1-0. And this ball in the air to deep center field. D'Etolia hit another one. He just did. And he's tied it up. This ball is a little bit toward the end, but it's still deep, and it's gone. That is gone. That was over the orange line, I believe. This ball is touched to left center field. It's got a chance to be his 3rd. How do you like that? A 3-homer game for Big Mike.
customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Fernando Tatis Jr. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
The top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente for all that is you.
Padres come to bat with a 1-run lead over the Pirates, thanks in very large part to Manny Machado.
Oh, yeah.
Made a tremendous defensive play to end the 6th inning that for a moment there felt like it would never end. David Peralta leads off, and he takes the first pitch fastball for a strike from the new Pirate pitcher, right-hander Dennis Santana. Saw Santana in the 9th inning on Tuesday night. Padres added on against him as they beat the Buccos 6-0. That allowed them to save Robert Suarez. The 1 pitch down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. And those 2 runs they got against Santana on Tuesday really, you could say, are the reason Robert Suarez would be available this afternoon if the Padres would need him, and it's certainly looking like that might be the case. So a critical kind of hidden thing that took place around midnight on Tuesday. Peralta's 2-run homer back in the 2nd made it 4-0 Padres. They haven't scored since, and their lead has been cut to 1. Pitch here down the middle, and a strike 1-2. Kim on deck, and Higashioka to follow here in the top of the 7th inning. One and 2, and the pitch on the way. Peralta swings, hits it hard on the ground through the right side, and a base hit. Split to Les, and Kiner Falefa lead off single in the 7th. That is the first Padre hit since the 5th inning, and the first time they've had the leadoff guy on base since the 2nd.
Well, a great chance to add on. We talked about it multiple times over this series. This is a bullpen that's really struggled for the Pirates. Came into the series with the 5th highest bullpen earned run average, and we've seen it become a factor in the last couple games as well. And Santana not immune to it. You mentioned the 2 runs last time the Padres faced him, and he also allowed runs in his previous 2 outings versus the Diamondbacks as well, so he's been on a tough little run.
Man aboard, nobody out for Ha-Seong Kim. First pitch fastball, a strike. And if we know anything about the Padre offense, it's that they are not going to let you off the hook. Settled into a lull maybe against Ortiz, who settled in nicely after the early homers. Now fresh meat out there. Fastball, strike, 0-2. Ortiz ends up going 6, allowed 4 runs on 4 hits. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. 2-run homer to Manny in the first, 2-run homer to Peralta in the second. He threw 92 pitches. Now into that maligned bullpen. Kim will use his timeout prior to the 0-2 pitch. Santana ready. Here it comes. Check swing and a ball.
Tough pitch to take.
Padres shortstop, 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
1-run game.
Coach scored 3 times in the bottom of the 6th inning to tighten this thing up. Padres trying to put some space between themselves and the Buccos again here in the 7th. 2-2 to Kim is upstairs, and now 3-2. Padre fans, pets are part of the family, and Petco's the brands they crave and the services they need, all at prices you'll love. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres. Three and 2 to Kim. Peralta runs, pitch is swung on, popped up, foul ground, and out of play. Back behind home plate. Santana likes to milk the clock, runs it most of the way down before every pitch. 3-2, and Kim bounces it to shortstop. Short hop handled nicely by O'Neill Cruz. Only played to first base, and the throw in time. So one down, but Peralta now in scoring position, and the batter will be Kyle Higashioka.
Good thing Peralta was going right there. Jess stayed on the double play. Keep things going. You got a runner in scoring position now. Can score on the blooper.
Higashioka stands in 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. First pitch coming, and pretty much right down the middle with a cutter. Called strike, 0-1. Only the third at bat of the day for the Padres with a runner in scoring position. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Santana. Higashioka out in front, sends it in the air to shallow left field. O'Neill Cruz is back, calls everybody off near the line in fair territory. The shortstop makes the catch. And now 2 down, and it will be left up to Luis Ariz to try and get this run home, but he will not have the opportunity to face the right-hander Santana. The Bucco skipper, Derek Shelton, on his way to the mound, calling for the left-hander, and a pitching change for the Pirates here in the 7th. Padres lead it 4-3 on the Padres Radio Network.
I'm here with Nicole and Martin, the husband-wife team of Miramar Kitchen and Bath. What makes Miramar Kitchen and Bath special?
He's very creative, and I'm very good.
First time for Derek Shelton, posting a 4.56 earned run average. He posted a scoreless inning. And Shelton clearly going for the lefty-lefty matchup right here, Jesse. Understandably, Beeks has had some success against lefties. It held him to a 177 batting average. And Luis Ariz, although he is a great hitter either way, is 30 points lower versus left-handers. So we'll see how this matchup plays out.
Padres trying to add to their...
Beeks, well, he's out on the hill right here.
Luis 1 out of 3 with a single. That was back in his
last appearance on Wednesday.
Jumped out to the early 4-0 lead, but the Pirates have tightened it up. Now the 1-0. Ariz swings, hits it in the air deep down the right field line, but hooking way foul and into the second of the 2 decks here at PA. Up around the deadline. Pitch to Ariz, taken low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. At least 1 out of 4 against Beeks, for whatever that's worth. Peralta leads at second base, trying to catch the pitcher's attention. And the 2-1 is rolled over, grounded to the right side. Kiner Falefa way to his left has it. Throw to first a little bit wide, but handled nicely by Tellez. And that'll end the inning. No runs a hit. Padres lead Peralta at second base. Time to stretch in Pittsburgh. Padres ahead.
make it more exciting.
Now it's time for the Palomar Health Reimagined play of the game.
Manny Machado in the 6th inning. It was bases loaded, a little chopper. Yield to the fielder, and Manny Machado with the play of the game possibly. Oh, it was close.
T-shirt.
Have the lead. Last of this.
Matsui. Switch hitter turned around to bat right-handed. Padres with a 4-3 lead. First pitch on the way and a breaking ball.
3 batters. Walked 2 of them, gave up a single to the other.
Where they believe great service starts with listening to you.
Sprays it foul down the right field line, 0-2.
Bats coming up this inning.
Padres bullpen, Jesse.
The daily sort of chess match in terms of matchups, innings, leverage, who's available, all the variables, particularly in a series like this. 5 relievers used on Tuesday, 6 yesterday. 0-2 to Reynolds. Matsui deals and misses way high.
If you think about it, the Padres have been a little bit, I don't want to say spoiled, but after a long stretch of games, they had some nice breaks, with the All-Star break and then several days off up until this point, but it's a whole different ballgame now. You got 27 out of 28, so you don't want to start a stretch like that necessarily by putting this kind of pressure on your bullpen, but it is what it is.
1-2. Reynolds lines it foul the other way, and really this one just sort of circumstance more than anything else. I mean,
exactly.
The game on Tuesday is what it is with the weather and the bad forecasting and the flooding. But yeah, next Thursday, the only scheduled off day really in a period of about a month. 1-2. Reynolds swings, bounces it foul left side.
And although Dylan Cease can pick up some innings for you, Matt Waldron can pick up some innings for you next time through. Michael King can. You've got Joe Musgrove that's going to make one of these starts, and that's going to be a game where you're probably going to have to pick up at a minimum 4 innings of work on his day. So Mike Schultz done a fantastic job of handling this bullpen this year, so he'll navigate.
1-2 to Reynolds, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. And Reynolds, who's had a productive day and began that rally last inning, strikes out to begin the bottom of the 7th.
Good execution on the fastball by Matsui on the inner half. Reynolds lead.
O'Neill Cruz, an RBI single last inning, but stretched out trying to stretch it into a double, and that loomed very large last inning. Takes low and outside, ball 1. When you kind of consider everything that took place after that moment, Pirates had some really good success against Vasquez and Edwards, and had Jackson Merrill not been able to make that throw, Jake Cronenworth not been able to make that tag, last inning could have been even worse. 1-0 from Matsui, lefty to lefty here, and Cruz swings and misses strike 2. Certainly a matchup Mike Schultz is comfortable with right here. O'Neill Cruz, a very dangerous hitter, but on the season batting .176 against left-handed pitchers, 4th lowest in the National League. Now the 1-1 pitch, taken low and outside, ball 2. Two and 1 to O'Neill Cruz. Matsui kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. 2-2.
Good slider. Good late action on it. So he's been working with Ruben Niebla on using his lower body a little bit more effectively to try to create more life on the fastball, but it's also created later sharper life on some of the breaking pitches as well.
One out, nobody on. Padres by 1 in the 7th. Here's the 2-2. And Cruz hits it hard on the ground right side. Diving attempt by Cronenworth, but into right field and a base hit. Remember, he hit a 119-mile-an-hour rocket his last time. Another hard hit ball here. And a 1-out base hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tying run is aboard again for the Pirates.
We talked about it. Cruz loves the fastball inside. Anything hard inside is what he really specializes in, even with those long arms. And he got a fastball inner half able to turn on it.
3-hit day now for O'Neill Cruz, making his first start of the series. So runner on first, 1 out. Joey Bart will be the batter. Very much a double play candidate. 0 for 3. Grounded out in the first, struck out in the third, and he popped out last inning when all 9 Pirates came to bat. Matsui set first pitch. Bart takes in on the hands, 1-0. Overcast afternoon here in Pittsburgh. Padres will fly down to Miami after that. The Buccos will head west to L.A. 1-0 to Bart, taken for a strike. And then these two teams will get together again Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Petco. Then the aforementioned day off Thursday. Series at Colorado next weekend. That is the immediate schedule for the Padres. Cruz very much a stolen base threat. Now Bart's going to, I think, step back, and Matsui got the warning about coming set too early. 4-3 Pods, runner on first, 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. Cruz 11 out of 12 stealing bases this year, held on by Ortiz, just towering over Luis over there. 1-1 the pitch. Bart takes way high, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 to Joey Bart. Matsui delivers and misses away. 3 balls and a strike. Matsui threw 21 pitches in last night's game. He got 4 outs. Trying to kind of muscle and grit his way through it again here. He just stepped off. Second disengagement of the plate appearance. Trying to hold a 1-run lead in the 7th inning. Cruz at first, 1 out. 3-1 to Joey Bart. Matsui delivers. Bart swings and fouls it straight back. That'll fill the count, 3-2. See if the Pirates have O'Neill Cruz in motion at first base on the payoff pitch. Matsui is set. He is running, and the 3-2 hit in the air to left center field. That's way back. Joey Bart sends it towards the gap and gone. A 2-run home run over the 410 sign in left center field. The Pirates lead for the first time today.
Back-to-back fastballs in the exact same location. In fact, the second one wasn't quite as good as the first one. Matsui dotted him on the outer half. It was a little bit elevated to get the 3-2 count. Tried to go back down there again, and the fastball again. A little bit elevated, up and out over. Joey Bart, big strong guy, able to get to it. After seeing the first one, he was all over the second one for that home run.
9th of the year for Joey Bart. So the script has been flipped, and the Pirates have now scored 5 unanswered runs. Rowdy to left, stands in, lefty to lefty. Takes a big sweeper at the top of the zone for a strike. 0-1. There are times when you can look down at the mound and you can just see and almost feel that a pitcher is not at his best. And it felt a little bit like that for Matsui here this inning. 0-1, check swing on a ball down and away. He didn't go. 1-1 from Matsui to Tellez.
Yeah, to your point, Jesse, you can tell as a hitter that the command of the off speed getting a little fuzzy here this inning, and that part of is what was able to help Joey Bauer also just focus on the heater.
1-1 pitch. Tellez takes a strike.
It's only the third home run that Matsui's allowed all season long.
Not a cheapie either.
Nope.
Hit it to what was the worst flooded area here on Tuesday night by that bullpen gate in left center. 1-2 waved at and missed. Tellez strikes out. Second K of the inning for Matsui, so 2 down. And Bryan De La Cruz coming up. Padres had a lead of 4-0 after 2 innings. Pirates scored thrice in the 6th and now twice here in the 7th. De La Cruz, right-handed batter. 2 outs and nobody on. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Padres will have Profar, Cronenworth, and Machado in the 8th inning against the much maligned Pirate bullpen. Here's the 0-1. De La Cruz takes high. Ball and a strike to Bryan De La Cruz, and he takes low and outside. 2-1. Yuki set and ready as always. Runs the clock almost all the way down. And now the pitch. De La Cruz hits it in the air to left field. Straight away pretty deep. Looks playable. Profar backing up. And right in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch to end the inning. Joey Bart, though, has given the Pirates their first lead of the day. A 2-run homer here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And we'll head to the 8th. Pittsburgh on top 5-4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Are you ready to take your baseball skills to the next level? Introducing the
off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, this is Mike Schill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
Fans, this reminder, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to your favorite ballpark. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much, much more. So download the MLB Ballpark app today.
Big bats coming up for the Pods, down by 1 in the 8th inning, but they will face a big arm left to your oldest Chapman. Saw him yesterday. He was electric. And we'll see what the Padres can do as they come to bat trailing for the first time this afternoon. 5-4 Pirates, top of the 8th. Jurickson Profar will turn around to bat right-handed. And first pitch is a slider. This is way outside, ball 1. Profar did not have the opportunity to face Chapman in last night's game. Of course, Jurickson came out in the 6th inning after his hit by pitch.
Now, that was unbelievable what we saw out of Chapman last night, Jesse. It was almost like a 2012 flashback, back to 24-year-old or oldest Chapman when we first saw him in the league throwing 105 miles an hour, and he dialed it back and pumped some 105s last night again to Manny.
It was just two guys who were about as good as anyone has ever been at what their jobs are, going head-to-head. He won the battle. They kind of smirked at each other.
Yep. It was respect. It was mutual respect.
1-0 to Profar. Chapman delivers, misses high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
You can read Manny's lips afterward. He's like, 105, are you kidding me?
2-0 to Profar is taken for a strike. 95 right on the outside edge. 2-1 now to Jurickson. Officially 0 for 2 was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Again, came to score on a Manny Machado homer. Padres have not scored since the 2nd. 2-1 is swung on and missed. He stepped out in front of that slider and waved at it. 2-2.
How can you not? When you got a guy out there that throws at a minimum, his get me over fastball is 95, 98 miles an hour, and he can crank it up to over 100. You're going to be susceptible to that off speed.
Now the 2-2, fouled away right side. Fastball to 98 that time. Jake Cronenworth was scheduled to be next, but Donovan Solano has stepped into the on-deck area for the Padres. Four 3 Bucks in the 8th. 2-2. Chapman deals. Profar takes outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to get on base any way he can. Payoff pitch, bounce to shortstop. O'Neal Cruz has it on a big hop, steps towards first and fires in time. 1 away.
Fans, become a Padres season ticket member to enjoy the best access and value on Padres baseball. While season ticket memberships for the season are sold out, you can secure your spot in line to become a future member by joining the on-deck wait list. Visit Padres.com/waitlist to join.
Padres down by 1 with 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. Solano will hit from Cronenworth, and he has had quite a series already. 4 for 5 with a pair of 2-run singles on Tuesday night, 2 for 6 yesterday. So 6 for 11 in the first 2 games of this series. DH'd game 1, started at first base last night. Now off the bench here today, hits a ground ball to first base. Tellez to his left has it. Behind the bag, he'll step on first, and 2 down. Manny Machado will come to bat, but first we will pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
And KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hi, this is Luis Camposano. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 station, 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
With Bob Scanlon and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Frank Marchese back in our San Diego studios. Sam Levitt standing by for post-game coverage. Padres find themselves down 5-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. 2 outs and nobody on. And now round 2 between Aroldis Chapman and Manny Machado.
All right, based on what we've seen out of Chapman so far today, coming back on a day game after a night game, but velo has not been at 105, so I'm sure Manny already a little bit hopeful that he's got a better chance than he did last night.
First pitch on the way, and Machado taps it foul behind home plate, strike 1. After the strikeout last night, Manny now 1 out of 3 in his career against Chapman with a double. Hit a 2-run homer back in the first inning today. Padres down 5-4 in the 8th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It is at the top of the zone on the outside corner. Called a strike 0-2.
Back-to-back splitties.
Now the 0-2, quick pitch. And he missed down and in at 101. A ball and 2 strikes. Tying run to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Chapman is set and ready. 1-2 to Manny. The pitch on the way. Machado swings and lines it foul right side.
Well, he's rearing back for a little extra against Manny, as you would expect. 101 on the previous fastball. Reached down for a little more. 103.
Ball and 2 strikes. Chapman ready. Kicks and deals. Manny swings and misses. Strike 3. Went back to the splitter. It was a beauty. A 1-2-3-8 for Chapman. And he caps it with a K. Head to the bottom of the inning. Pirates 5, Padres 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
The countdown to clearance has started.
But time is running out.
Get clearance prices on new and used Chia.
NC24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
Hi, this is Luis Camposano. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Time for our next game preview, but a reminder the party starts before the game on the Coaster Train. Join the winning team. Buy your Coaster Train tickets to Padre games and score big at gonctd.com/Padres. Right back at it tomorrow night in Miami, 4:10 Pacific. Saturday, 1:10 Pacific. And Sunday morning, 10:40 Pacific. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pirates with a 5-4 lead here in Pittsburgh. They're trying to avoid the sweep. And the new Padre pitcher, Jason Adams, is a little bit outside of the right-hand hitting Bryan Hayes for ball 1. Donovan Solano stays in the game to play first base. Hit for Cronenworth in the top of the inning. And Arise slides to second. Here's a swing and a miss, 1-1.
4th outing for Jason Adams since joining the Padres. We saw him a couple of nights ago. Had a nice inning. 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, but no runs crossed versus the Buccos.
26 pitches. He got yesterday off. Back at it today. And this one poked in the air behind first base. Foul ground. Solano over his shoulder. Can't get there to make the catch. 1-2 now to Bryan Hayes. Bay is on deck. And Michael A. Taylor to follow. This is 7-8-9 for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th inning. Padres in the 9th have Bogaerts, Merrill, and Peralta due to hit. 5-4 Pirates. And 1-2 to Bryan Hayes. Adam ready, the pitch. Hayes swings and grounds it foul at third base.
You know, Jesse, the other day we were talking about some of the trials and tribulations that Jason Adams went through in his previous stint with the Padres in the minor league system, coming back from stress fracture in his elbow and the 4 different surgeries that he had.
1-2, Hayes takes on.
What I didn't know is that while he was here, he actually spent time with Joe Musgrove's godfather, Dom Johnson, and was working with Dom, and Dom was very instrumental in showing him his changeup and getting him in that new arm slot that he has to try to take some of the pressure off his elbow after all the troubles that he had.
2-2 pitch, line foul right side.
So it's always neat to hear the sort of family tree and the connection between Don Johnson and so many people in Major League Baseball. Of course, everything that he's done with Joe and the players that have worked out with Don Johnson during some of the off seasons and everything. So certainly a important presence in pitching that's in San Diego.
2-2 pitch. Hayes reaches for it, trying to loop it over a rise, and he does. In his shallow right, a base hit. Luis was trying to track it down, almost like a wide receiver going after a pass, but it just kept carrying and carrying. And Ke'Bryan Hayes, a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
You know what was really strange about that pitch? Right before Jason Adam made his delivery, he signaled sweeper to Higashioka. I'm not sure if they couldn't get on the same page or he changed his mind, but he actually signaled with his glove sweeper. So I don't know if Ke'Bryan Hayes saw that and believed it and was able to help him to stay on that pitch to loft it into right field, but kind of a strange last-second exchange right there.
Yeah, kind of flipped his glove off to the side like you would do in the bullpen. So runner on first, nobody out. Bay trying to bunt, pops it up to the right side of the infield, and it is caught by the second baseman, Ortiz. Hayes able to read it, gets back to first base without a play. But a near disaster for the Pirates there. One down, Hayes at first. Michael A. Taylor coming up. 5-4 Pirates at the bottom of the 8th. First pitch on the way to the number 9 hitter, and Taylor takes down the middle. Slider for a strike, 0-1. Padres, of course, helped David Bednar blow a save in the 9th inning last night, pitching with a 1-run lead. Jackson Merrill hit a home run, tied it at 6. Padres would win in 10. They're going to need similar magic here this afternoon. Throw to first, and Hayes back ahead of the tag from Solano. Hayes 11 out of 13 stealing bases this year. Aboard for the 3rd time today, a couple of hits and a walk. He's at first with 1 down, 0-1 on Michael A. Taylor. The pitch is high, checked his swing, and now 1-1 on the Pirates center fielder.
Well, the good news, Jesse, is we know that this team is certainly capable of forging the come-from-behind victory. They have 27 of them so far this season.
The 1-1 to Taylor, sent in the air straightaway center field, not deep at all. Jackson Merrill kind of jogging in a little bit to his left, and he makes the catch for the second out. Hayes back to first base, and top of the order, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. For you old-time baseball fans, by the way, Kiner-Falefa is actually a distant cousin of Hall of Famer Ralph Kiner. Great Pirate slugger of the past. First pitch on the way, and in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes. Ralph Kiner, also a longtime broadcaster with the Mets. And he is the reason that to this day we still wish all the dads a very happy birthday on Father's Day. 1-0. Pitch coming, Kiner-Falefa reaches out, grounds it to third base. Manny near the line has it, slings it to first in time, and the side is retired. Adam works around the leadoff single, and now last chance to dance. Head to the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. Pirates ahead 5-4 on the Padres Radio Network.
You have enough to deal with.
My regional manager said 4 of us will be sharing a hotel room at the convention.
miles, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Hi, it's Jake Cronenworth with the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Padres baseball is brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres.
Top of the ninth inning, the Padres will come to bat down by 1 to the Pirates. 5-4 Pittsburgh. Xander Bogaerts leading off against David Bednar, who blew the save last night. First pitch on the way. Bogaerts takes, and a curveball, strike nothing at 1. Xander has only faced Bednar once in his career, and he drew a walk against him. Jackson Merrill, who hit the home run against Bednar to tie it last night, is on deck. And then David Peralta. A 1 pitch inside, check swing, didn't go. 1-1 from Bednar to Bogaerts. 4th blown save of the year for Bednar in yesterday's game. He has not been the fully shut down guy here in 2024 that he was the last 2 years. 1-1 pitch. Bogaerts bounces it towards third. Weekly hit. Hayes is charging. He's got no play. Infield single Xander Bogaerts. And the Padres down by 1 get a leadoff single here in the 9th inning.
David Bednar so frustrated with that. As soon as the ball left Xander Bogaerts' bat, he knew there was not going to be any play. He was already shaking his head as though to say, "Are you kidding me?" And he has had his challenges of late, Jesse. Not just the blown save in last night's ball game, but he has allowed runs in 5 of his last 10 trips to the mound, and including 3 in a row. See if the Padres can make it 4 in a row.
Here's Merrill, who got him last night. First pitch on the way. Jackson takes upstairs, ball 1. It was a game-tying homer late last night for Merrill against Bednar. He now represents the potential go-ahead run here today. 1-0 pitch. Merrill takes high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Not going to see a fastball here in the early going, that's for sure. He thought first pitch splitty, next pitch curveball. Bednar very, very aware that Jackson Merrill can get to his heater like he did last night.
3 times this year, he's hit a game-tying or go-ahead homer in the 9th inning or later. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's way upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes to Merrill.
It's most of Major League Baseball, is it not, Jess?
It is. Bogaerts at first, nobody out. Padres down by 1 in the 9th inning. 3-0 to Jackson Merrill. Bednar delivers. Merrill takes outside, ball 4. Talked earlier about Manny Machado's baseball IQ. The more you're around Jackson Merrill, the more you watch him play, the more you listen to him speak, you understand he is also a very headsy ball player. 21-year-old kid, huge home run last night. Reading the situation here today, not going to try and do too much.
Jesse, when I first started talking to Jackson Merrill 2 spring trainings ago as a 19-year-old, you could tell that he had this incredible baseball knowledge already. In fact, it shocked me. And he was talking about what he's trying to do in certain plate appearances. I started asking about what he's trying to do with 2 strikes. He was able to break it down exactly what he was capable of, depending on what the situation was in the game, depending on who was on the mound, what kind of stuff that they had. He is so bright with his baseball IQ beyond his years, and it's just getting more and more powerful for him.
So 2 on and nobody out for Peralta. Hit a 2-run homer back in the 2nd inning, and he's 2 for 3 tonight. Bednar delivers. Peralta takes, and a fastball strike at 98, 0-1. Peralta 1 out of 4 in his career against Bednar. Drew a walk against him in the 9th inning last night. Tying run at second, nobody out. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Peralta takes a strike at the knees, 0-2. Padres are searching for their first hit of the day with a runner in scoring position. They're 0 for 4. And the early 2-run homers, Machado in the first, this guy in the second. They haven't scored since. Pirates up by 1. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Peralta swings and misses, strike 3. Got him with the splitter. And now number 1 at the top of the 9th inning.
Well, that was the David Bednar that you're accustomed to seeing when he's throwing his best. Well-located fastballs at 98 miles an hour down in the zone to set up that splitty on the outside corner.
Here's Ha-Seong Kim. Merrill at first, Bogaerts at second, 1 out in the 9th inning. First pitch coming, and Kim takes the curveball. Looked high, but called a strike, 1-0. Or no, 0-1. De La Cruz, the left fielder, playing more towards the gap than the line in left. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Kim takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The center fielder, Taylor, a bit over towards right center. Merrill at first with great wheels. Bogaerts at second. 1-1 to Ha-Seong Kim. Padres down 5-4 in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Kim takes outside. 2-1 from David Bednar. Bednar traded by the Padres to the Pirates in the deal that brought Joe Musgrove to San Diego. He's a Pittsburgh area native, so there was some symmetry there. An all-star the last 2 years. Here's the 2-1. Kim takes outside, ball 3, but a smattering of boos here with David Bednar on the mound. They are well aware of his recent struggles, as Scan said, not just that game last night. Three and 1 to Kim with 2 on and 1 out, and now Bednar will wheel around and watch Bogaerts back to second base. Bednar has thrown 14 pitches this inning. 8 have been balls. Runners take their leads at first and second. 3 and 1 to Kim. Bednar kicks in, deals. Kim takes, low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and the Padres, down by 1 here in the 9th, have the bases loaded and 1 out.
And just as sharp as he looked against David Peralta, Bednar lost it just as quickly and got back to the Bednar that we saw last night, and the Bednar that gave up the single and the walk to start this inning. Not even close to Ha-Seong Kim, and now he's really got himself in a jam. Great opportunity for the Padres and Kyle Higashioka.
Higashioka facing him for the first time in his career. Right-handed batter, first pitch, low and outside, ball 1. And if you're thinking to yourself, boy, this feels like one of those situations where the pitching coach might go out and chat with him, try and settle him down. They used their last mound visit earlier this inning when the catcher, Bart, went out to visit. So Bednar is on an island out there. And now 1-0 to Higashioka. The pitch. Swung on, hit on the ground to the right side. To his left, Kiner Falefa has it. To second one, Cruz to first, throws it away. Bogaerts had already scored. Now Merrill will come in. The Padres go in front. It's 6-5.
Things just keep going the way of the San Diego Padres. Cruz, in his desperation to try to complete the double play, completely overthrows this ball. Just tries to throw it 105 miles an hour over to first base. Not only did he have no chance of getting the double play, but he throws it away and the go-ahead run ends up crossing. Just trying to do too much.
Now a rise with Higashioka at first, 2 down, and he takes high, ball 1. Back-to-back blown saves by David Bednar. And now the Padres have Robert Suarez throwing in the bullpen, up by 1 in the 9th. Here's the 1-0. Arise muscles it in the air, foul out of play left side. Yeah, Higashioka obviously not a burner, but just the way that ball was hit, where it was hit, I don't know that they ever had a shot, even with a perfect throw, but it was going to be close, and he's got the great arm. But one of those young guy mistakes. And O'Neal Cruz threw it away. Now Higashioka takes off. Arise will look at his strike. They never checked him, and he steals second base.
Great baseball awareness right there by the Padres and Higashioka. You know that Bednar is flustered. He's getting into a rhythm, just coming set, fire, come set, fire. Higgy able to time it, got a huge jump right there. And even though the infield was yelling, step off, Bednar didn't even pay attention.
1-2 grounded into the Padre dugout. So you got an add-on run now at second base. With 2 down in the top of the 9th, the Padres have gone up 6-5. They still don't have a hit with a runner in scoring position today, but they have made it work. Here's the 1-2. Arise takes down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now credit again to Kyle Higashioka. Just the hustle that he had getting out of that box. He knew what was on the line, put the pressure on the defense, and took advantage of a youngster still trying to understand how to use that cannon arm of his.
2-2 to Arise. Bednar delivers, and a ground ball again, foul into the Padre dugout. He's taken aim at Camposano over there. It's twice.
doesn't need to get hit any more than he does sitting behind the plate, Jess. Come on. Don't pick on that guy.
Yeah, literally the entire team is up on the railing. And both in this at-bat have gone right at Campusano. 2-2. Arise takes inside, ball 3. Boy, Bednar is all over the place.
Well, it's not going to get any better. He's at pitch 24. He's already blown the save. He's looking at a loss right now.
They will have, by the way, the Pirates, Reynolds, Cruz, and Bart, 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the bottom of the ninth. Higashioka at second, 2 down. Here's the 3-2. Arise swings in the air to deep right center field. Bay was shallow. He's got to go back. It's going to be over his head and rolling up against the wall. Higashioka scores easily. An RBI double for Arise. And the Padres add on. It's 7-5.
And you can hear the Boo Birds here in Pittsburgh, and you can't blame them. It's been a complete disaster for Bednar lately. Last night, again here today, things have completely fallen apart, and Derek Shelton is going to head out there. He's seen enough.
Pitching change in the top of the ninth inning. Bednar has blown a second consecutive save. Padres have scored 3 times here in the ninth inning, and they're looking for more. 7-5 San Diego on the Padres Radio Network.
This is Dan Fulkerson with Botta Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego's favorite personal injury law firm. Here to help if you're ever in a car accident, motorcycle.
Nicholas, he is on for the second time this series. The Padres saw him in game number 1. He went 2 2/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, allowed only 1 run to cross. This is his 35th appearance of the season, sporting a 3.12 ERA, and the Padres looking to keep this inning going and add on to their lead to give Robert Suarez even more breathing room here in this comeback rally in the ninth.
Padres ahead 7-5. They saw a 4-0 lead turn into a 5-4 deficit. And out of their final 3 outs here in the ninth inning, they have rallied again. Wild 3 days in Pittsburgh continues. Profar to bat from the left side, and he takes way high, ball 1. Arise at second base after his RBI double. Padres tied it and took the lead on a ground ball to second base off the bat of Kyle Higashioka. Kiner Falefa and O'Neill Cruz tried to turn 2. Cruz threw the throw to first base away. Padres took advantage. Now this one sent in the air up the left field line, but that'll push foul into the seats. 1-1 to Profar. Jurickson, the 7th man to bat here in the ninth inning.
You know, I can't help but to think, going back to the very first batter of this inning, Xander Bogaerts, he hits the slow roller, and immediately off his bat, you could just see the body language of David Bednar saying, "Here we go again." And it was fulfilled.
No, he was prescient. 1-1 to Profar. The right-hander Nicholas will deal, and Jurickson swings, hits it in the air up the left field line. That will drop down foul. Almost found a little space in fair territory there. Didn't miss by much, but he missed. And now 1-2 on the Padre left fielder. Again with Suarez warming. Reynolds, Cruz, and Bart. Probably the 3 most dangerous hitters in the lineup for the Buccos due to bat. And remember, Andrew McCutchen is available off the bench. He had a home run in last night's game. Bart has hit a home run in this game. 1-2 to Profar. And the pitch is a little bit up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Nicholas, who is trying to finish this inning for Bednar. Rise at second, 2 away. Here's the 2-2. Profar swings in the air to left field again. De La Cruz over towards the line. Won't get there, but that's a foul ball in the corner.
Jurickson's trying. He's doing everything he can to try to put one just inside the chalk line, whether it be shallow or deep down that left field line.
Certainly has an idea here against Kyle Nicholas. Padres have not swept a series in Pittsburgh since 2011. They are 3 outs away from doing so. 2-2 to Profar. Rise at second and 2 away. A 3-run 9th inning. Pitch to Jurickson, came down and in, hit him on the foot. 3rd time in this last 2 games that he has been hit by a pitch, and he's a little bit upset. He's talking to Bart. Bart's talking to him. And as Jurickson kind of walks up the first baseline, guided by a rise, he is going to stop that conversation. He turned and held 3 fingers up to Joey Bart, who I imagine was saying, hey, we're not doing it on purpose. And he said, that's great, but it's 3 times.
Yeah, I thought Jurickson really took it well. The first time he got absolutely smoked by a fastball here in the first inning after leaving the game last night by getting hit in that same leg with another fastball. And he handled it really well, had a smile on his face. But this is the 3rd time. And granted, this is a breaking ball down and in. They're not trying to hit him. But I also understand Jurickson's frustration with the situation. And he and Bart have had a few words. Things are getting a little bit heated here, understandably. A lot of frustration on the Pirates side, and certainly understandable frustration on Jurickson's side.
Donovan Solano, pinch hit last inning, will now come to bat for the 2nd time. 2-1 and 2 out. Padres lead 7-5 in the 9th inning. And a first pitch slider for a strike. So the first base umpire, Mike Malinsky, doing a good job of kind of talking through that whole situation with Profar down before the first pitch of this at bat. 0-1 is Solano, and he'll take a fastball strike, 0-2.
And the Padres seemingly already sent a message about the inside pitching that was going on when Randy Vasquez landed one on the right leg of Bryan Reynolds earlier this ballgame.
0-2 to Solano, swung on and fouled off the catcher part. Yeah, I think at this point for the Padres, the best revenge would be completing the sweep. But do recall, these teams will see each other again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in San Diego.
Yeah, for today, you just want to slam the door and have a happy flight going to Miami. That's the best way to get some revenge right here.
0-2 again. Solano swings. This time tips it into the catcher's mid, and that is strike 3 to end the top of the 9th. But Padres scored 3 runs against David Bednar. They will try and close this thing out. And to the bottom of the 9th, San Diego 7 and Pittsburgh 5.
right? Well, at least I stocked up on Clorox disinfecting wipes, because you're not messing up my kitchen counters like last time.
Ooh, smart. Got any food coloring?
And off to the store we go.
Stock up on Clorox disinfecting wipes that clean 3 times better than what paper towels and kitchen grease and soaps come. Use as directed.
Hi, it's Joe Musgrove with the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Bottom of the 9th inning at PNC Park, and the Padres are 3 outs away from a sweep of the Pirates. They scored 3 times in the top of the 9th inning, and they have hopped back in front of the Bucks 7-5. Robert Suarez on to throw for the Padres. Threw 6 pitches in last night's game. Got a couple of outs in the 9th inning, but remember, he had to be removed after Mike Shildt was charged with a very odd mound visit while making an argument with the umpires. It's a story for another time. Here's Bryan Reynolds, switch hitter, batting left-handed, and he takes a first pitch fastball for his strike, 0-1. It worked out fine when all was said and done in the moment, as he got the lefty Tanner Scott to come on and face Oneil Cruz. He got him, and on we went. 0-1 pitch, Reynolds checks, takes, and a changeup strike at the knees on the inside corner. Quickly 0-2.
Yeah, it surprised me that he'd only thrown 6 pitches, because I remember he'd faced 5 batters, and I looked at the wrap-up and like, really? Only 6 pitches?
0-2, Reynolds takes outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Point is, he's fresh and ready to go and ready to lock down save number 25.
There was an intentional walk in there, which of course these days don't require any actual pitches being thrown. So that was part of it, but you're right, that's wild. Foul ball on the ground behind home plate, 1-2.
Boy, we've seen some big arms in this series, haven't we? Fastballs coming out of the bullpen, almost everybody's 95 and above. We've seen 99s consistently.
1-2, check swing, ball down and away. They appeal, but he didn't go. 2-2. And then in the 8th inning last night, we saw Alec Jacob struck out 3 guys. I don't think he broke 80. He is zigging while everybody else zags. Fun to watch. 2-2, swing and a miss. That was a big zag. 99 from Suarez, and 1 down in the bottom of the 9th.
Not only 99, but perfectly located. At the knees, on the outside corner, absolute pain.
So Suarez, who threw 6 pitches last night, just threw 6 to Reynolds. And now 1 out and nobody on for the left-hand hitting Oneil Cruz. Power versus power here. First pitch, swing and a miss at a changeup, strike 1. Cruz's throwing error in the top of the inning, certainly a critical moment. All 3 runs ended up being earned because of what took place after it. But obviously, a key thing that took place. Here's a fastball a little bit low. 1-1 to Cruz.
Yeah, the youngster trying to be the hero, trying to throw the ball 110 miles an hour to first base to throw it at Higashioka and complete the double play, try to salvage the win, and instead ensure to put his team in a situation to lose.
Change up, strike 1-2. Yeah, if he puts that ball in his pocket, the game is already tied. And the Pirates kind of live to keep going. But he threw it away. That allowed the second run to score, and then the Padres would add on. 1-2, Cruz swings, bounces it to the right side. To his left, the second baseman Ortiz has it, throw to first in time, and 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Perfect game plan, perfect execution. You know that Cruz is trying to look for something inside. Padres just stayed away on changeups and fastballs, and well-executed, well-located pitches as well, Robert. Looking good.
7-5 San Diego with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 9th inning. Joey Bart, who for a moment thought he might have been the hero today, will stand into bat. 2-run homer in the 7th gave the Pirates a 5-4 lead. First pitch low and outside, ball 1. Padres were up 4-0 early. Pirates came back to their credit, scored 5 unanswered, went ahead on his homer in the 7th. But for a second consecutive day, David Bednar blew the save, and the Padres an out away from a sweep. 1-0 pitch, muscled in the air to left center field. Profar to his left, not going to get there. Has to play it on a hop and send it in. So Joey Bart will now try and hustle into second base. Overslid, and he's back as the ball came out of Arise's glove. Bart will keep it alive and get the tying run to the plate here in the 9th inning. I don't know what he was thinking trying to get to second base.
Well, I think he saw some daylight. The ball got out there, and Jurickson Profar had to do the 360 turn, and he was just got a little aggressive, thinking to himself, okay, if Jurickson's going to do sort of a slow, casual 360 spin, maybe I can take advantage of it and get myself into second base. But it almost cost him the final out of this ballgame, Jess. If Verizon is able to hang on to that ball, this game is over.
So a dangerous hitter at the plate, certainly. A powerful hitter, at least, Rowdy Tellez. 7-5 Padres with a man on second, 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch, and Tellez takes outside, ball 1. Tellez 6'4", 270, filling up that left-handed batter's box. 1-0, the pitch from Suarez. Tellez takes, and a fastball strike, 100 miles an hour right down the middle. Bart at second with 2 away. 1-1 to Tellez. Suarez delivers, and a ball outside, 2-1. They missed by much. Tying run at the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. How else would this series conclude? Here's the 2-1. Tellez swings, hits it sharply the other way into left field and a base hit. Manny dove, couldn't get there. Profar will send it back in. Bart comes in to score, and a 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's now 7-6.
Padres trying to stay away from the big left-hand hitting batter. Left it up and out over, and he didn't try to over-muscle it. He just slapped it the opposite way past Manny, who was playing off the line.
Jared Triolo will run for Tellez at first base. Triolo has started the first 2 games of this series at second. Got pretty good wheels, and now Ruben Niebla out to chat as Brian De La Cruz off to a very tough start since being acquired from the Marlins will come to bat. Dangerous hitter, though. 18 home runs with the Fish this year. Padres up 7-6. Runner on first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Not a single thing about these 3 games has been straightforward.
No. Nothing is happening easily in any of these games, including the Padres bullpen just trying to lock it down.
Suarez ready after the mound visit. First pitch to De La Cruz, right down the middle at 100 miles an hour. A called strike, 0-1. Tying run, Triolo is at first base, held on by Solano. 0-1 to De La Cruz. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. Came right at him with a pair of fastballs, and now Suarez is strike away.
And that's the pitch he normally gets to. He really kills pitches middle in. They challenged him right there with a fastball. Got it by him.
Triolo big lead at first base. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Suarez slams the door, and the Padres will sweep the Pirates for the first time here since 2011. They will take out their brooms and swab the decks as they hold on for a 7-6 win to cap an absolutely loony 3 days here in Pittsburgh. Final score this afternoon, the Padres 7 and the Pirates 6. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey guys, it's your old pal Woodsy for Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15 minutes or less drive-through oil change reminds you can stay in your car while it's being serviced. Valvoline is the quick, convenient, and most trusted oil change provider in San Diego. I go to the one by my house, every 3,000 miles. You're not driving as much, don't need an oil change? Valvoline Instant Oil Change offering a free courtesy check of your tires and battery. Valvoline Valvoline is open 7 days a week. For directions and discounts, go to SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com.
Taking care of myself is my number one priority. That's why I have been taking Symbiotica. Symbiotica is the only supplement brand I trust. Their delicious, high-quality formulas make me feel alert, strong, and healthy every day. It's just what I need for my long days at the ballpark. The best part about Symbiotica supplements is